Oh, so Christ, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Oh, so Christ, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Hey now. I've been listening to way too much Howard Stern, dude. I think I'm like a radio disc jockey or something. What's up? Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blvd Bullies versus the World. November 2022. I'm your host, Pat, with the Blvd Bullies, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, my cohorts, 1 week away from the return to Otter House Studios. I'm here with Brian, the Merch Lord. And, of course, young lion, young entrepreneur, world traveler, never tired, always on time, ringside Sean. What's up?
What's up, babies?
Thank you to everybody
a hardworking man.
He is a hardworking man. Sean, you went to Dynamite on Friday. You went to AEW Full Gear on Saturday. Mm-hmm. As long as you had the pro wrestling junkie activities in the beginning. You were shooting up Rise and Fall of ECW DVDs in the alleyway. That's what the pro wrestling junkie means.
Dude, it was wild, the alleyways over there. It looked like a fight scene from a video game. Like a random box, a crate, a cat, a ladder. Like, it was just so weird. I was like, yep, gotta walk that way. Nope, all right, I will the other way. No. The
streets of Newark. Oh, hold on. We got to stop the intro right now. We got a lot to get to on this show, but Logan Stein in the chat. Pat, you turned me into a winning gambler. Let's go.
You tipped him off?
$15.30.
See, Brian, and you don't want to listen?
Listen, Brian.
There has to be a separate show for the championship gambling.
Gambling show. Pat's Picks.
Pat's Picks. That should be a show. I think that should be a thing.
Hey, you know what? I've gone 5 for 8 on the World Cup. 4 out of 4 first day. First 2 days, 4 for 4. Today, 1 for 4. But who knew that fucking Saudi Arabia was gonna beat Argentina?
How about they get like a national holiday tomorrow? Nobody works because of their celebration of the goals that were hit. Did you hear that?
Who? Saudi Arabia?
Saudi Arabia, yeah. Tomorrow's like a
dude,
national
the fix
holiday.
was in. You know how close Qatar is to Saudi Arabia, dude?
That's wild.
Don't even get me started.
Isn't the World Cup always fixed?
Yeah, but you know, that's a good point, Brian. That's a good point, Brian. Let's remind each other this show. I feel like the theme of this show is I want to keep reminding each other that we love wrestling. You know, let's try to keep that in mind. Because I was watching the pay-per-view this weekend, and I was saying to myself, okay, just remember, you love wrestling. You love wrestling, okay? You're watching this because you love wrestling. It's almost the same with gambling. It's almost the same with football. My girl says to me, you don't even like watching football. I was like, yeah,
right,
you goddamn right. And I don't like watching wrestling either. Speaking of wrestling shows, though, tomorrow we have our first recording on a new venture, a new project that I want to talk about. Are you guys excited?
Very excited.
Via text and satellite telephone call, I've locked it down. It's going to be the 3 of us watching each episode of the Teddy Hart documentary on the cock. And then we're going to do a Zoom call, react to it, and post that reaction on YouTube. The 3 of us starring Larry Legend as well. So that's going to be dope.
One true star.
Oh, yeah.
That's super dope. You know, I was thinking about getting the Slime Balls in the studio next week. They just won the EAW World Titles.
I've been wanting to get them on the show since the first time they came with Jaden.
Yeah, they're nice guys. They're cool kids.
Yeah. Very.
Yes, sir.
Slime Balls.
Did you like anything about Full Gear?
Yeah, I did like things about Full Gear. We're going to get into it. We're going to try to dive deep, like real reviewers, like real broadcasters. We're going to go match by match. We're going to try to really get into it. What's up, Pork Chop Express? Thanks for that security footage. Urka in the chat. Hey, Logan, before we continue, I want to ask you, I saw that your package was delivered. I want to know a full review of the package, and I still owe you a
photo
t-shirt.
shoot. We need a photo shout.
I still owe you a shirt, which will be coming.
Sure.
Santa. I got an email into Santa. He's going to be dropping a shirt off to you at some point. But I need a full shirt review as well. 50%. Spend $50 in the Big Cartel store. Enter in Blvd 50 at checkout. Get free shipping. However, the entire month, just for YouTube people, if you type in YouTube, just simply YouTube with a Y, free shipping just for watching the show. So shout out to everybody who bought merch, Christmas stuff. Last night, I'm a big football gambler. I'm a big fantasy football foosball fucker.
You're a guru.
They played in
guru.
Mexico City. The San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals played in Mexico City last night. And George Kittle on the San Francisco 49ers, huge wrestling fan. Probably keeps wrestling for sale in business, just on his own.
That's the shirt, the guy that sells the shirts?
Yeah.
Yep.
Has been at front row at WrestleMania numerous times. We've gotten comments now today that every time wrestling's in the Bay Area, George Kittle goes. So last night, because they were in Mexico City, Pentagon Jr. was in a San Francisco 49ers jersey and his little mask on, his little makeup, and said what up to Kittle on the sideline. He goes, "Oh, dog, puppy," and he gave him a mask. He gave him a fucking
it was dope.
A glittery San Francisco 49ers Penta mask. So dope. George Kittle's just a nerd, just like the rest of us. He just put it on right there. He was like,
he was hyped.
Yeah. And then he wore it to the press conference.
That's so cool.
And he was as awkward as I was trying to get that story out. He goes, he wears the press conference, and he goes, howdy. Oh, I mean, hola. And it's like, oh, what a fucking story. He was jacked up. Guy went on to score 2 touchdowns in the game, though.
After wearing the mask gave him powers?
Meeting Penta and wearing the mask for just a second before the game gave him superpowers, yeah.
He did the Pentagon pose after and everything.
Yeah, well, he already does. That's how they know each other, because he's been doing that.
Yeah.
So you know what? I went crazy today. And I hit up George Kittle on Twitter.
Oh.
And I said, hey, thinking about you now. I know you love wrestling shirts. So if you have a P.O. box or something, we'd love to hook you up with our stuff. That's what and I gave a sentence we're heavily involved in the New York City wrestling scene.
Mm.
You know.
Did he hit you back?
Nah. He fucking CZW'd me, dude.
Maybe he'll when did you send it? Recently?
Yeah, this morning. I mean, he was probably partying in Mexico with Pentagon all night.
Yeah, he's exactly. I think that you still got some time.
Yeah.
Before you can call it as a CZW.
So next week is Sean's birthday.
A celebration of sorts.
So we're gonna have a birthday show. So every show we've had a little bit of a fun gimmick, and this gimmick's gonna be Sean's birthday show. I think I'm gonna get one of these things woo, we wanna.
What is that even called? That's not
party.
A kazoo.
Party spitters,
a party whistle,
party blower. Is it the ones that roll out and they become long when you?
No, that's
you
more
blow
of
on it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I want to go woo.
That's the New Year's shit. The New Year's little fucking thing.
Where do you even find one of those things?
Party City, bro.
What is it even called?
A party fucking accessory. Party thing.
It's like a fucking party whistle. You know that thing. And then, I'd say that, and they'd immediately bring me to the thing that Brian thought it was.
Yep.
Right.
No, not this. This is the...
I feel like they'd be right next to each other. They would be right next to each other in the party store.
In the oral blow section. The blowing section.
Exactly.
Of Party City. And then after the birthday show, I'm working on call-ins. I got to do a little research. I got to do a little tinkering. But we're going to start doing call-ins, taking call-ins from viewers, taking call-ins, guests as well. Because you know what? It's too much work to put their Zoom face on the screen. So we're just going to do
audio only.
Yeah, and somewhere around here we'll have a graphic that says, on the phone, this person, file photo. We'll do some shit like that.
WWF Live Wire.
That's funny.
Yeah, we're going to do a live wire thing. So we're working on that.
Live wire is funny.
And then next month, Sean, you've been going everywhere. You've been meeting everybody. So I got a message on Twitter from a guy who gets chopped by this guy has a YouTube channel. He just gets chopped by wrestlers. He goes all around the globe.
Yep. He asks them to chop him.
And gets chopped by wrestlers.
Just chopped, yeah. Well, he donates towards, I guess, Connor's Cure or...
Just to get mad views? He gets a lot of views on his shit?
He gets smacked up, bro, so yeah.
Yeah.
He gets smacked up.
So we got a mysterious message. it's really awkward. It's like, hey, what's up? It's this guy. You told me to message you on Twitter. And then it's just too much work for me to text you about it. So I just go like, yeah, what's up, man? Just act like I met him. I was just like, yeah, hey, man, what's up? He goes, nothing. You told me to hit you up about being on the show. I was like, oh, yeah, right. Duh. Sure. But he's from, like, Maine or something. He's from a northern state, so he's just going to call
Like
in.
Vermont. Okay,
I was trying to get him to come in and chop you on your birthday.
Ah, man.
that'd be so funny.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. The
Right.
chop guy's here.
Yeah, the chop guy's here. You could chop him for your birthday. You just beat him up. Just slap the shit out of him. He's just... and then Deathmatch Russell's been trying to get on the show for a while, so we should get Deathmatch Russell on. And, I would love to have, maybe we could do a Larry weekly call-in and preview our new Teddy Hart show. So
Larry's picks. How about Larry's picks for the week?
Larry's picks. Yo, I should start handicapping wrestling. Because, not to, jump ahead, but I was absolutely right about the main event of Mox versus MJF. Absolutely, blow for blow, correct. But we'll get to that. We're gonna do a deep deep dive. I got my list of things now. Headlines. Let's play the wettest hair song.
We need a new headline song.
We should make that
The wettest hair doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, I just have these buttons set up, so I just hit them. So, Brian, this is a story that you found and you dug up, that you wanted to talk about. Chris Jericho says that pro wrestling should be in the Olympics.
I completely agree.
Do you want to break this down? Where did you see this?
I saw it as like a ringside news. It was like a ringside news post.
So did you click on the article? You got anything else for me here?
No, yeah. Well, basically, Chris Jericho compared wrestling to figure skating and like duos, in like routine like gymnastics, which is completely, I think, a legitimate thought, an argument. I think it's a legitimate argument.
Sean, what do you think?
Well, now that you break it down like that, I'd have to agree because it's somewhere along the lines very comparable to what they do in the Olympics when it comes to figure skating. There's a triple axel off the ropes to the far side.
It's basically a dance routine that they're trying to see who does the best dance routine.
Yo, Brian, we got a special guest. Someone going by the name of Paul Ginsberg is in the chat saying negative, completely ridiculous.
He doesn't agree.
Doesn't agree. Well, okay, so the thing is that figure skating routines are like 3 minutes, dude. It's like 5 minutes at most. So what are you going to do, a 5-minute match?
There's 5-minute matches.
Yeah, but 5-minute matches aren't like the pinnacle of wrestling. They're like the best wrestling matches are usually like over 15 minutes. Plus, you can't really capture the build up to a wrestling match in a vacuum. You know what I mean? Because it has to have...
I think you break it down by rounds like that because it's technically kind of the same thing. Every other time you move on to the next level, it's not the same way you went into this figure skating competition or this gymnastics, or you know what I'm saying, or this swimming meet. Like, think about it. Now you gotta up the ante in the match. You gotta you know what I'm saying? You gotta drag them in more to it, like the same way they use their music. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck both of you,
dude. Come on, bro.
All right.
So
I agree with Paul Ginsberg that you're absolutely out of your minds. You know, it'd be dope though.
So it's not a sport. Wrestling is not a sport.
Well, who would score it? What? Like it would be like Meltzer, fucking Cornette, Vince McMahon would be a judge.
Why couldn't it be legitimate people like wrestling, like people like that, like judges in wrestling?
Because, dude, anybody who knows wrestling would say that that's a complete travesty. Because think about it, you can't just have a match in a vacuum. Wrestling's has a lot of magic to it. It's like, yeah, there is now. They are doing gymnastics.
Because there's no promos. There needs to be a build. There needs to be a build to a match.
Is like you would do a promo going into the Olympics. Obviously, it'd be great if the Olympics getting wrestling was just a work.
Dude, some wrestlers don't even need to do promos. Like, what happened when Finn Balor and AJ Styles had to do that match out of nowhere because someone couldn't go and do the match? So they did a match. There was no build, and they just had a match. What was that about?
You're absolutely out of your mind. Here's how you do wrestling in the Olympics, all right? I'm going to take you on a little ride, okay?
Here we go.
I'm just saying, you don't need a build.
So just like in the NBA, where the different guys from the different countries all play in the NBA, but then during the Olympics, they go off to play for their own country.
Right.
That's basically what you got going on in wrestling, right? So they're going to go to the Olympics, and each wrestling promotion around the world, of course, holds like a qualifier in their own weekly shows. You all get a Olympic qualifier to see who, like, the last, it's like an A, B, C, D bracket, and you send 4 guys or whatever, right? And each country sends 4 guys, okay? Japan, United States, Germany, you know all the countries, okay?
All the countries.
I'll let you guys figure out which wrestlers represent which countries, but you get the picture, right?
Right.
So then they figure out a scoring system and judges, and the wrestling is officially in the Olympics, right? You see all these wrestlers with their gimmicks on. They got their gimmicks on, but they're doing the torch. They're walking the American professional wrestling team. It's like Chris Jericho, leading the charge. Anyway, you get the picture, and then they set up a ring in a gym, and maybe it's Winter Olympics. Maybe it's not Summer Olympics. I don't know. Maybe it's Winter Olympics, right? Keep it away from the actual...
Why would it be winter? Why would it be winter?
You got to keep it away
They
from
don't
the
wear
actual
shirts.
collegiate wrestling. Oh, no. Okay, it's summer, because that's when you have the actual collegiate wrestling too, right?
Right. It would have to be the same
So
time
basically
as
what happens
actual
is...
regular wrestling.
So basically what happens is every country competes, and it comes down to a fucking... it comes down to a 6-man tag match, right? Or like a fatal 4-way. And the first one pinned does not get a medal. The second one pinned gets a bronze medal. The fucking third one, you get it, right? The winner of the match gets the gold medal. Hey, stop it! I'm telling you about this, and it's 4 countries, okay? It's a fatal 4-way for the medals, okay? And then what happens is, you ready?
What?
Each country, America, Japan, Great Britain, Germany, the guy who lost comes out. All 4 of them come out, ruin the match, steal the medals, hit all the judges in heads with chairs, fucking spray paint their new logo on the canvas, and now you got a new international heel faction, and the entire Olympics was a work. The entire Olympics was work, and now we're
So is this
money.
intermission? Is this intermission between
This is
like
Pat
actual
making a
games?
mockery of our beliefs.
Dude.
Listen.
Dude, if they actually put it into the Olympics, it would be each country and doing a match with themselves. It would be like America doing an American match. The 2 guys from America do the American match, and then the 2 guys from
So
Great
absurd.
Britain do the Great Britain match, like figure skating. It would be the same thing. The routine that the figure skaters do, then they get graded on their routine.
Yep.
What
So
is
they were
I don't
like, so
understand what's
like a
crazy
triple
about a
axle.
wrestling match.
So like a Poison Rana would be a triple axle, basically.
Yep.
No, then they hit the triple axle.
Whatever move you do in the wrestling match, you get points for it. You get points. You get scores.
You don't.
If
You
you
don't,
fuck it
dude.
up.
When Tanya Harding
I don't
hit,
know,
when
man.
Nancy Kerrigan got hit with the
I'm
lead
with you,
pipe,
Brian.
that was like one of the more wrestling things to happen in real life ever. Actually,
Listen, dude. It actually makes sense, Pat, if you think about it.
I think it makes complete sense.
Okay,
They're
but no.
they're doing a competitive. It is competitive because they're trying to be the best. The wrestlers that are wrestling want to be the best, right?
Yeah.
Who would
So
you
they're
have
competing.
represent America? Because you'd have to agree to that Jericho, since he thought of it. Now he's headlining the American side.
He's a judge. He's a judge.
Dude, I don't know.
Oh,
I
he's
mean,
a judge. That's where the money
if
really
I
is,
had
dude.
one guy in the Olympics, it would be Shane Mercer, bro. That would be my guy in the Olympics. That's my guy. That's one of the most
Yeah.
athletic motherfuckers that out there, dude. Motherfuckers laughing.
Oh my god, dude.
That's funny. That's a funny joke.
Yeah, that is
No, it's not a joke. It's just the way you said it, bro.
Shane Mercer. All right, hey.
I think you
Okay,
guys are
man.
laughing. Like Pat's laughing at me because he thinks it's funny.
I think it's
And you're
absurd,
laughing
yes. I mean, the only thing you could have
I'm laughing
said.
at the way you said it. I actually think Shane Mercer's fucking cool.
Right.
But
I mean,
I'm
he
just
is cool.
laughing at the way you said it. I'm fucking picking Shane Mercer.
Oh my god.
That would be my first
dude.
pick for the. That would be my number 1 boy.
I just
How
think
about
that
you, Pat?
the storylines that could come out of wrestling being the Olympics would be great.
Who would you pick, Pat?
Who would I pick to represent? Well, it's one match?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because it is wrestling, and you have to look at it from a butts and seats perspective, I think to represent America, you would have to go cross-promotional, right? You'd have to go cross-promotional to win the gold medal.
Right.
So you'd have to do like the top American wrestler in AEW versus, you'd have to do like Max versus Seth Rollins. Something like that. No, you see, Seth
You don't
Rollins.
think, but you don't think there's better
I can't believe
wrestlers
I'm
that
even
are?
discussing this.
It's you're putting like the Olympics shouldn't just be people that are in the promotions that are wrestling entertainment.
Who represent it?
I don't think it wouldn't just be Seth Rollins because he's in WWE and he's the most popular guy. It would be different. It would be different. You would have to try out.
You'd have to have
to try out. There would be American tryouts for the Olympics, dude. It wouldn't just be Seth Rollins.
I'm picking AJ Styles.
AJ Styles is a good pick. He's probably the most American we have, you know?
Brock Lesnar might
maybe
be
Brock.
a boy.
Maybe Brock.
So, and then like, how are you grading it? Are you grading it by like style and form? Are you grading it by physicality? What gives you like point demotion? You know what I'm saying? Because that all factors too into who you pick as
It's
your
the same.
representative person.
It would be the same thing as a figure skating match. Like, how does that work? Like, it makes
Well,
it's like
Brock doesn't wrestle
Pat,
very.
stop laughing! God damn it!
Uncle Howdy versus MJF at the Olympics. Yeah.
Representing Long Island, New York.
Yo, you know what? I mean, I don't hate the idea. I hate the idea, but I don't hate it just because, like, at least it would be something that seems like a big deal that'd be different. Because, you know, we're about to get into AEW, and, like, this pay-per-view they tried to make feel like such a big deal, and I didn't really feel like it was, you know? At least if wrestling was in the Olympics, I'd be like, oh, okay, this is a huge deal.
Right.
I will guarantee wrestling will never be an Olympic sport. Paul Ginsberg, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Is that your brother?
That's my father.
Is it that?
See, he knows, dude. He knows.
That's funny.
Dude, no way.
No, but
I like the idea
I
of
think
it
that
being
it's possible.
a work, just a big fucking work that becomes its own storyline, just a worldwide storyline. There's a new heel international faction. They just fucking hijacked the Olympics, dude.
Yo, it happened in Cool Runnings. Cool Runnings did it.
No, but they were bobsledders.
Came out of nowhere and took the gold. Came out of nowhere. Like, hey, you know what? We came from this side of the world.
Mr.
John
Flat
Candy.
Earther, not my Jesus, AJ Styles. Exactly, dude. Listen, you know, AJ Styles, as far as all of those people, he's probably the coolest. Vince Russo books the Olympics. Well, Vince Russo's influences were felt this weekend. You guys want to get into Full Gear? Sean, you were there. You were sitting in a suite with friend of the Bullies, Jay Finn.
Oh,
I
food.
was
You had like
up.
snacks and shit.
Did you have
I was
snacks?
up, down, left, right.
So you were like
everywhere.
you were like
Motherfucker
Mr.
had
Mayor.
Snacks and shit.
Yeah, it was wild.
That's good.
was-
That's the way to really experience a wrestling show, is to pay little to no attention to the wrestling and just go meet up with friends who are in better seats than you.
Right.
Yeah, and
the way you do
you
it.
know, sneak beers in
And get their
Yeah.
free snacks.
and eat snacks, obviously.
Eat the nuts that everybody touched.
FTR not on the show. What's up with that?
What's up with that, right?
I don't know.
What's up with that?
What's up with that? Brian,
Yeah,
what's
they
up
had
with that?
I don't know. The whole tag match was a fucking joke. It was like literally just so Swerve and fucking Keith Lee could break up. That's why that match happened.
Yeah,
Interesting
I don't know.
choice for you to jump all the way to the second to last match.
But we're talking about fucking match. We're talking about whatever we were just talking about.
Yo, I like that T-shirt. What is that T-shirt? It matches your mug.
It's a Squid Games.
I honestly
Cool.
thought it was like the PlayStation buttons at one point.
No, there's. You want to see the back?
Sure.
Let's see. Let's see what you got there.
It's the right.
Oh,
When they
so those are
played,
the shapes that they have to cut out of the cookie.
Right, and she's the one with the red light, green light.
Go.
All right, so
Dope
answer
show.
me this.
What's up?
FTR heading back to WWE first chance they get?
I think
No,
they're
I don't
gonna
think
enjoy
so.
Japan.
Hmm.
What do you think?
Dax tweeted during the show like, "Hey, should I do a live tweet along of one of my old NXT matches?" So I think they're a little salty.
You think they're bored?
Of course.
I mean, they're doing it. They're just because they're not on AEW, they're doing other shit in other promotions. No.
Well, yeah, they're going and doing their thing and making their money, but I'm sure that
They want to just
they
be
prefer
on
to,
TV.
you know, and there's like this narrative that the Young Bucks are kind of holding them down or holding them back, and like Young Bucks don't want to like put them over, blah blah blah. And I always thought that was kind of like a little bit of a stretch, maybe a little bit of a make believe thing. It's like, oh come on, like that would be too obvious. That would be too like obvious. You know, you can't be doing that. You can't be.
No.
Purposely the EVP and holding back the tag team that's better than you. But the more this time goes on, the more I kind of believe it. I'm kind of being made to believe it. You know, and you'd think that, hey, maybe they could come back and address it. But it looks like they're going to be wrestling the same match until January. So that's
And what are they doing?
weird.
What are they doing right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. The FTR isn't going to be wrestling the same match until January. The Elite is going to. You know, there's always this
right.
this
Best of
narrative
seven, right?
that the Elite is holding them back. You don't want to believe it, but it seems a little like, hey, I didn't want them to have a bigger pop than us on our comeback show type of thing.
It's kind of annoying that they just like come back and get a best of 7 match for the fucking
Yeah.
belts. It's like fucking stupid to me.
Did you see Jade Cargill and her minions throw popcorn at Bow Wow?
No.
Did you see
Where
this?
was that?
There was some step and repeat type of thing at his show. He was doing like a meet and greet, and she like ran in on his meet and greet and got in his face.
Oh, it was like it was his show.
Yeah, it was like a Bow Wow show. Jade Cargill invaded.
She invaded the show.
That's got to be a work because he always talks shit about wanting to be a wrestler. I feel like Bow Wow has.
You
like,
think he's
been
going to be doing a match?
vocal
He's not going to be
about-
doing a match with Jade, though. Who's he going to be doing a match with?
Maybe he'll be a baddie.
Be Jade's a little bitch boy.
I hate it, dude. I hate that whole thing. That match was terrible. Sorry that we keep getting to that. I did exactly.
No,
what
it's
you
fine.
said not to
We're
do.
teasing. We're teasing the
Right.
the review because I just want to say one more thing. That on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
one of our favorite wrestlers, Athena, had her wings taken off by JC Storm.
Is that who that was?
Yeah,
Yep.
wasn't that fun? That was fun.
So
wrote
I
that down.
think that's so weird how they do that whole thing.
What, the wings?
The wings, yeah, they have like someone come out before they had like did you see that JC Storm had like an attire?
She had her own type of wings thing.
Right, she had
She had
something.
wings as
But
well.
it used to just be like some like guy in like a black outfit with like a collar shirt and like run out really quick and
Nah.
then just like go back with him.
Nah, dude, she had her own thing.
Yeah, she had her own thing.
Her
I
own
noticed that.
Cybertronics. Then she punched Aubrey Edwards.
Yeah, what was that about?
Sean, you were there. I want to hear about what happened on Friday before we get into this review. But Aubrey Edwards got punched. And I was thinking about Aubrey Edwards.
During
and
a
I was,
Yeah.
match?
Yeah. Athena forearmed her ass. Forearmed her right in the ass.
In the butt? Was it
Yeah.
like in the butt?
Drop down. Ha! Right into the cheeks.
Yep.
Yeah. It was like, oh, my butt. Yo, you know what
She
I've
did, like, a
decided?
flow
I want to
count?
just put out an APB or whatever, a fucking public service announcement, PSA. I don't think that we should call Aubrey Edwards a horse. You know?
No one called her a horse, dude.
Oh, you see it all over the place.
No one said it, man.
I've been seeing it. I've been seeing it. And I'm
I've
just
never
saying,
even
like,
seen it.
you could definitely make fun of her for being like a lanky weirdo, you know, and for being like doing disco dancing moves in the middle of a match and saying that it's not all about her, but always making it all about her, both in the ring during the action and also in interviews and podcasts. We can make fun of her for all of that. But I mean, yeah, we shouldn't point out. We shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say that she looks like a horse.
It's more like Mr. Tumnus from like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
I just think that people shouldn't say that.
Good movie.
You should attack people for who they are, not what they look like.
I mean, I'm a big fan of yelling at people and calling them out on what they look like.
So you go right to the physical appearance.
I do, especially at a wrestling show.
You know, Brian, before
Dude, when we went to AEW, you were yelling at Keith Lee that he's fat.
Oh, damn, Brian, you know, I'm so upset with you right now because as we were going to review this, I was going to hit that joke again. That's like my go-to. Wait, we'll forget about it. We'll forget about it. But by the time I get there, I'm going to hit you again with my Keith Lee observation. Sean, tell me about Friday very quickly before we get into our full gear breakdown.
Friday was different. I've never been to a show in an arena that was so empty.
And they kept claiming that it was sold out.
And one thing that everybody said leaving was that they're tired of seeing squash matches all the time. You sat through 2 hours of squash matches. It was boring. It was legitimately boring.
Who else got squashed? Who got squashed?
Everybody got squashed.
No, not really. There was good matches.
I'm trying to think about what happened on
Dark.
Friday.
Oh, on Dark.
They filmed a bunch of Dark. So it started.
So you're saying 7. That people are tight about the Darks.
Yeah, like it's like you sit there and there's just like a bunch of like 3-minute, 2-minute matches.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know. I see what they're saying because I think they film it just to pad the records of the wrestlers. See, they don't even use it as like developmental. Get ready for TV. They kind of just use it as like
sports based, so it's like a wins-loss. They're trying to keep the wins-losses like at bay.
Yeah, It would be cool if it had like more of a student show type of vibe, but they really just need people to get their records looking good.
Right.
And you know, but it's like, hey, don't complain. It's basically like the money that you paid was for Rampage 10 to 11. Hey, if you want to show up at 7 and watch 3 hours of us doing our thing, that'd be great. We'd love to have you. But listen, we got to pad some records, so you know, don't fucking complain.
Right. I mean, if you
3 hours of free wrestling,
if you want a sports show, then they have to keep it. They have to keep it a certain way and do a certain thing so they have the right stats.
Yeah, it just sucked.
Yo, tell us about like your hotel adventures. I saw that Wardlow did a PWJ.
Yeah,
video.
so I wasn't there for that. I was there to do the Tony Deppen signing. So shout out Tony Deppen, dope dude, man. Humble guy. Yeah, humble guy.
Tony Deppen's a really nice guy.
Yeah, man. Fans are weird, bro. Fans are weird. You know what I'm saying? I was in the hotel.
Tell me more.
I was in the hotel and there are people just like standing, waiting. You know what I'm saying? Just like, can I have a picture? Can I have an autograph? And it's like, can I go upstairs? Can I wash my ass? You know what I'm saying? It's
but you have to do. That's something that you deal with as a boy.
So you're saying the wrestlers were complaining about having to wash their asses?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I would have complained. It was like super duper.
So
late.
what? They were like hotel dwellers.
Yeah.
So you were there to meet Tony Deppen. You were there on business.
Yeah, we were there to go meet him and like just go like work with him and stuff like that. And as soon as like the dude was so tired, I felt so bad. We were like walking him out. And as soon as we like jumped out the elevator, hey Tony, and I'm like, God damn, like can this guy breathe?
So Tony Deppen's on the level that he gets hotel dwellers.
Yeah, man. It was late. I felt bad for him. He was tired. It was obvious. If you see somebody's tired, you wait. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't gotta jump at them like that. But it was cool. It was cool.
Hey, shout out to you. You were late night Friday.
Oh, yo, and you know what? I have a bootleg shirt, and it's downstairs. I forgot to bring it up.
ACW?
It's called ACW. It says American Championship Wrestling. And they were trying to charge me $25 for it.
You got it for $5?
I got it for $5. I told the guy, I was like, do you see what that says right there?
Great deal.
Yeah, man. So, and I tried to get it the next day, and they were like, nah, man, $20, man. $20. And people were buying it too, so. It was dope.
And then what did you do Saturday before the show? Didn't you go do the signing on Saturday or something?
So Saturday we had JCW, and then we had the Alec Price, the dude from Massachusetts. We had to do his signing, and we wound up doing it in a Chinese restaurant. You know?
Did you eat?
That's great.
Yeah, I had pork fried rice, chicken wings, and he signed the autographs. It was pretty dope.
Fuck yeah.
Don't touch those cards after those chicken wings.
And then they had grease all over them, bro.
Yeah. So tell me about how you wound up in Jay Finn's private box or suite or whatever.
So
Whose suite was that?
So it was a good buddy of mine named Johnny. Shout out Big Johnny. Johnny holds it down. Yeah, so Big Johnny held it down, got us all in. So shout out to him. And then Rose and Jibby were on the floor, so we had bully correspondents up top, and we had them down low as well. So
incredible. You know,
yep.
If we got to communicate more, because I feel like I was kind of not on it. But if you told me that it was going to be a family affair and that Rose and Jibby were going to be there, I would have grabbed my family.
That's the thing, though. They did the last minute thing, too. So they were in Newport, and she was like, yo, how much are tickets? And she went on Ticketmaster, and the floor was only $55.
You see, yeah. We should have communicated. We got to keep the lines of communication open because
we got to find a show where we can all go to, Brian included.
Yeah. It can't be December 17th, ICW, because I am playing a show at the Monarch that day. That should be the show we all go to. We should go to my band's musical show.
Where is it?
The Monarch in Brooklyn.
I've never been to the Monarch.
That's dope. Who are you playing with?
Do
you know if you know other bands? It's Paloma, right?
It's the Paloma band I'm playing with, and we are opening, or I guess we're playing alongside this band called Ghost Wreck, who is doing their new record release. We got champagne. That's the only part of the one song. Their one song starts out, "We got champagne." So
that's Abdullah Kobayashi too. So that's like Sean has to go to that. So
no, you're sending Sean to that show instead of my own.
He wants me to get his card signed.
Oh,
he's got to do the Lord's work. God damn it!
All right, you guys ready for this AEW review? Now, this is really important. Okay. We're going to try real hard. I want to try real hard to do this in a structured newscaster-like manner as I open my second rare tea of the evening.
So you just need a bunch of 2-year points.
I want to try to do this because I want to try to make YouTube clips. I want to try to make, like, stupid fucking clips. All right? So try to be funny.
Flip it out.
Try to be concise. Try to stay on goddamn topic. I'm really just saying that to remind myself. But AEW Full Gear, did we all watch it? Sean was there. Brian, did you watch it? Were you locked in?
I was locked in.
I was kind of locked in. $1 million and $4,000. That's $1 million plus $4,000. $1 million and $4,000 gate.
Is that a lot?
I don't know if it's a lot, but I think that those numbers were padded. What, did Tony throw $5,000 on top of that to make it their fourth straight $1 million gate?
Does the gate mean that includes ticket sales and online sales and anybody watching it at all? That's like everything in total.
I think that's just the people inside.
I think that's the live event gate.
What is that? Oh, so like just people like who bought tickets?
Yeah, but I don't know because they had.
That's what it meant back in the
day. They were 600 people short of a sellout, so they sold about 11,000 tickets. Sean, did it look like there were a lot more people there Saturday than there were Friday?
Oh, 110%.
So it looked like a packed house.
It was a packed house. The only thing I could say that wasn't full was like the hard camera side, more likely where they would have comps and stuff like that. That whole side where the camera's at was completely empty, but everything up top on both sides, around the bowl, everywhere else was just it was a sold out house.
Nice.
Yeah. Friday was insane. It was completely empty. Completely empty. Yeah.
Interesting. And they reported 140,000 pay-per-view buys, but apparently that was only down about like 10 or 20,000 from last year. So apparently 150,000 pay-per-view buys is like a good buy. Because, I mean, if you're actually buying it for,
It's like $50.
$50. But then you got to think about it. How many people really got eyes on it? Because I know I can't be counted in one of those pay-per-view buys.
Well, if you're actually buying it and spending the money, you're definitely like watching it.
Yeah, but how many people are just on Instagram, like knowing that it's happening, seeing the clips being posted as they're happening? Because you know all these sites are just screen recording their feed and posting it right away.
Yeah.
So it's like, 150,000 buys. There's probably a lot of eyeballs on that, though. Because, I didn't fucking buy it, but I watched it.
Same.
I went to my, little pirate site.
Does it work for you, bro?
Oh, it's getting more and more sensitive as the day. Yeah,
Dude, I don't even go. I think I know the one that you're talking about, and I know that we're not allowed to. It's like Voldemort. It's like Voldemort, so you can't say it. So that I have one that I go to now, but it's not that one. The one that you're.
You have a
saying.
secondary one.
I have a secondary one because I go to that one, and it always says like not connected to a server or something.
I'll tell you this. I think I know what you're talking about because I have one that I go to for live, and I have one that I go to for like
rewatching
afterwards. Right.
Right.
And I think that if you go to the rewatching one, they have the option to try to watch live, but it's even more touchy for me than the live one. But listen.
I mean, the one that I had, the one that I've been using, the one that I used for AEW was good. I had to like refresh it a couple of times, but it worked out.
Listen, dark web. How do you know? Where do you come from? Where do you go? Where do you come from?
Cotton Eye Joe.
There you go. You got it. You nailed it. Did either of you guys watch the pre-show?
That was Eddie Kingston, right?
Yeah, that was Eddie Kingston. He was crying because he was fighting the 40-year-old man he always loved.
What's his name? Kojima?
Yeah, he also fought him and Takeshita in the tag match the night prior with Ortiz.
That was his dream before Saturday.
Yeah, and he lost that too.
It brought him to tears. No, he won. He won
Friday?
He won Friday, yeah.
And he lost Saturday.
Brian, would you sit and yell to Eddie Kingston that he's fat? If you were sitting in a crowd at AEW for the pre-show.
If he looked fat to me, I would tell him that he still needs to do sit-ups.
So you would go beyond even insult. You would do specific exercise recommendation.
I'm going to tell you, he looks leagues better than he did when I yelled at him at that ICW show.
Yeah, because he's on salary now.
Well, so whatever he's doing now is good for him. He looked like goddamn shit. His hair, I mean, it was COVID time, but his hair was like growing out. He was all like disheveled. Looked like goddamn shit. I told him he did, and then he got tight, and now he looks great.
Brian, it could be
because of me.
The argument could be made that your relentless physical appearance, mocking and jeering of Eddie Kingston lit the fire under his ass to cut the promo that Cody Rhodes noticed.
Dude, he
and
won
in
number
turn
one
the fire
promo of the year for that. Promo of the year.
The promo of the year. Brian, an argument could be made that your relentless physical criticism of Eddie Kingston, mocking, jeering, taunting,
dude, I made him so tight.
Of his belly and his haircut and his eyebrows.
What the hell did you say?
Led and lit the fire.
I don't know if I went to the eyebrow. I just kept telling him that he needs to. I told him that he needs to do sit-ups, and then he talked shit to me, and then I told him that he still needs to do some sit-ups.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna try to get this one line out, okay?
Yo, what?
Brian, a case could be made that your relentless taunting and jeering and making fun of Eddie Kingston's physical appearance lit the fire under his ass that he needed to cut the promo on Cody Rhodes that Cody Rhodes noticed. And then, you made fun of his belly. You made fun of his haircut, his disheveled haircut. Guess what? Shows up on AEW. Fresh fade. Nice eyebrows. Trimmed beard. A little bit slimmer. And he's got just the fire of 1,000 wanting to murder yous. And you notice his beard's growing out a little bit. I think you need to go to a show. Call him fat again.
Hey, yo, you remember me?
Dude, I guarantee you, if you asked him about it, he would remember. Maybe not me specifically, but he would remember the asshole that was yelling at him during his promo.
He definitely threatened to gouge your eyes out during that.
Oh yeah, he
promo.
told me he was gonna thumb my fucking eye out.
What?
It was my favorite shit of all time.
That's what. That's
love
like a
that
wrestler's
show.
go-to move. It's like, oh, I'll thumb your eye out. Okay, yeah, you and Jake the Snake Roberts and everybody
Dude,
else.
it was
buddy.
so good. He was so good. I'm gonna tell you right now, him in the ring during that whole shit was so good. He interacted with me so great. I was wasted and an asshole, but
You're being an asshole, Brian.
I was being an asshole, but I made his promo great.
The only other thing I want to talk about the pre-show before we get into this is, did you see that Danhausen like made his own like mini arc? Did you see this?
No, was that the pre-show too?
Yo, I really love Danhausen. I want to get a kick out of him.
What was it he did?
So, he's been getting beat up a lot.
Yeah.
So what he did was, I guess, what was the match? It was like QT Marshall and somebody else
versus the best friends and Co.
Right, and with a mystery person. And the mystery person was serious Danhausen.
Oh, so he's like evil. He's like
evil
he's
Dan.
evil.
So back before Danhausen became Danhausen, he was trying to be like scary. He was trying to be like the Jane Doe cover of the Norma Jean album. And he would take pictures like this.
Like Nosferatu?
Yeah, in front of statues, religious statues. Maybe a graveyard photo op. Right? And listen, Danhausen, whoever the normal person is, he's a very creative guy. So he was doing this zombie, evil, menacing character. That was the original Danhausen, right? But then people liked that he changed it and blah, blah, blah. And here we are and it's Danhausen. But then, over the last week, Danhausen, he's been posting photos of his old self.
Cryptic.
Yeah.
He's becoming.
With the Black Veil Bride song lyrics or whatever Danhausen likes to listen to, Oh, fuck around with Dre and turned me back to the old me.
Yeah, I feel like he deserves to be serious. I feel like
and so I thought to myself, there's no way that Danhausen is just in an AEW dark storyline and he's working himself into a whole program. He's telling a whole online story that nobody who watches the show even knows about. Well, that's exactly what he did. And he came out. He had his eyebrows were higher and less comical. They were almost satanic in their arc.
Was he scared? Would you say that it was scary?
No, I thought it was really lame. But he came out with the teeth like the original Dan. And he did moves. And he got some offense on QT Marshall. It was a whole thing.
Well, he was hurt for a long time. That's why he's been only doing the comedy spell shtick, right? There was a whole thing where
I like him. If he decided to become evil Danhausen in an attempt to try to get more matches and more wins, more TV time, I think that would be a huge mistake. Just selfishly, because I love watching Danhausen act like alien Mr. Burns all the time. It's just very, very funny.
Thank you.
All right, you guys ready for this? Full gear. Let's go. We're finally here. Listen. Usually we don't start smoking until an exact hour, but we're 5 minutes to an hour, and I think it's time. Brian, just keep that low. Wait, can we see that first? Don't smoke.
I don't know. You just told me to keep it low.
No, I just want to see it as a piece of glass.
Take it easy.
So I can lift it. Can I smoke it off the camera?
I would say that you could lift it to show it.
I'll take this out.
But then your lips need to be down beneath the lower. Look, it's like season 1 Lisa Simpson.
Dude, she looks so fun. Dude, and the eyes are 3D. They're it's actually pretty dope.
Where did you get that?
There was a weed event at Irving Plaza. They have weed events now where people just pass around THC products. And it's legal because it's legal and it's a beautiful thing.
Sounds great. I love it. Hey, and thank you all for watching the show weekly. We have a new show that's going to be coming out probably around Sunday, Monday. It's going to last for a little bit, and we're going to come up with some new ideas. We got a bunch of stuff going on. Use code YouTube. Use code Blvd Bullies 50 on any merchandise order to get free shipping the entire month of November. Outlaw Wrestling, December 2nd and 3rd. Going to be a great time. What a time to be alive.
Toys for Tots, too.
Toys for Tots. Love it. Live for it. You know, or Tots for Tots. Because I like to bake a little pan of
Tater
tots. Yeah, and bring them to those little
Hey,
starving
hater
children.
tots. You ever see Clerks?
Tater Tots.
No, it's Jay and Silent Bob reboot, actually. The Hater Tots. It's an Uber driver that gives tater tots to his passengers. Called Hater Tots.
Hey, we're it's like Bert from Sesame Street fused with Lisa. AEW Full Gear review
That's
starting
true.
in 2056. How dare you? How dare you? Listen, we're in the second hour. This is exactly what I goddamn planned, all right? Bite me. Hey, Paul, thanks so much. Keep wrestling out of the Olympics. Keep wrestling out of the Olympics. Let's sign a petition. Let's get an online signature going. We got to keep wrestling out of the Olympics. And you know what? On top of that, I want the FBI to look into what Chris Jericho's wife did on January 6th. Because I think they both should be locked up.
What did she do?
Stormed the Capitol.
She did?
Allegedly.
Oh, wow.
We got
I
some
believe
sources.
it.
Boulevard Boys, we got some sources. That's our news thing.
Are we
Jungle
gonna
Boy
review this
versus
goddamn
Lucius-
show?
Yeah, I was just about to
Oh, you were
start.
just about to. You were just about
All right,
to.
let's start it
Sorry.
again. Let's start it again.
Gosh, Brian.
Brian, Jesus Christ. What's up with you?
We've been talking about starting it for like
What's starting?
Well, it's fucking starting, Brian.
start it.
Do you remember what the first match was, Brian?
The cage match.
You sure?
Luchasaurus versus Jungle Boy.
He's a
It was,
man.
it was actually very dope.
Tell us
He's
about
a
it.
man. He's a
Keep
man
going.
now.
You're doing great, Brian. Keep going.
Jungle Boy did the ode to Shawn Michaels.
The flick.
Did you think it was a good match?
Mm,
Dude, he was bleeding. There was blood. I like that that Jungle Boy won.
I would have enjoyed if that match led into the main event.
So you thought it should have been later?
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. I do hate Jungle Boy, and I do hate Luchasaurus.
You
Oh.
still hate Luchasaurus, man?
What
I thought
I
he was
do-
great,
what-
dude. In that match, he was so good.
What I really loved was when Christian pickpocketed the ref. I thought that was really
to
good.
take the key.
Yeah, that lanyard was like excessively
match-
long.
and then
You'd
they
think
kick-
that
they-
maybe, but yeah, it was dope because Christian stole the key, and then the elbow drop was kind of cool. I thought the table wasn't gonna break.
Someone just rang my bell, and I think I should answer it. I don't know. Who
Let's
Barely
answer
hit
it live on the air, Brian.
Yeah, turn
what
the
am I supposed to
camera.
do?
Turn the camera. Turn the camera. Oh no. Well, Pat, you said that whole table spot. He barely touched him on that. He didn't even go through the table with him.
Yeah, I actually thought the opposite. I thought that maybe his elbow was lodged so far in Luchasaurus's sternum that just the impact of that broke the table because his body didn't even hit the table at all.
No, it didn't. He hit Lucha's body. Oh, Brian's back. Are
Brian,
you
what
okay,
happened?
Brian?
What happened?
What was
I just got a package.
Oh,
What kind of
what'd
package?
you get? What'd you get?
It's from Amazon.
Unboxing.
Oh, unbox it.
You want me to unbox it?
Yeah, let's do
Unboxing.
it.
Let's
It's nothing
go.
wrestling related.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Ginsberg with his Amazon Prime delivery. Ordered yesterday around 6:30 p.m. It's here early. Brian now is unboxing it. Brian, what do we have there, buddy?
We have SpongeBob socks.
Wow. All right. Okay.
And
That
we
is
have-
so dope.
We have Stilla eyeshadow.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stilla eyeshadow, SpongeBob socks,
The socks
Amazon
are dope.
Prime,
The socks
sponsored
are
by
dope.
Brian Ginsberg. Those are actually pretty cool socks.
Socks. I'm sorry. I was actually a little nervous. I thought I was going to get yelled at or something.
Why?
For
By who?
unboxing or for opening?
No, but I've been having some like leak problems, so I don't know. The
Yeah,
super might have needed to come to like my check my.
So people come scream at you.
No, I just there might have been an issue with the goddamn house, man.
Oh.
Right, great. Well, Brian,
a leak.
now because of that interruption, we need to start our whole review over again from the beginning.
We didn't get that far. We just started it.
Well, you ruined it. Whatever we had is now ruined.
So we could just start over again. We'll talk about Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, the steel cage match, and it was great.
What'd you like about it?
I liked Jungle Boy's nod to Shawn Michaels, and I also liked that he bled. I like blood. I liked Luchasaurus. I think that he's dope as fuck. It was just a great match.
What do you think about Christian? I think Christian deserves to be on Days of Our Lives.
He's funny as fuck, dude. Christian makes me laugh.
He dresses like he's supposed to be like on CBS at like noon.
Like it's like Paul Bearer. He's dressing like Paul Bearer.
No, dude, it looks like he like takes somebody's wife on like Days of Our Lives. He looks like one of those guys.
All right, so up next was the worst thing ever. I never realized how much I loved CM Punk until I started watching those Elite or Coming Back promos. Their entire build to their comeback has been lame. It's been so, cliche with the burning out of their images. And there's no Elite. There's no all Elite wrestling without the Elite. And it's so fucking self-serving and arrogant. And to see them come out. And, of course, Tony Khan had to burn, another $250,000 on Kansas Carry On My Wayward Son so that these cocks could come out and sing along and act like big baby faces. It made me sick. The next match was the Trios Tag Title match. The Young Bucks, the Elite, returning to a new entrance song, gayer than ever, versus Death Triangle, featuring a hammer. Brian, did you love this?
That was dope,
dude. The end was really dope. I liked that the Elite did not win, and I loved that Phoenix smashed him in the face with the fucking hammer.
And then he felt really guilty
and he
about
was tight. He was tight about it.
Yeah, he was guilty.
I like, and then fucking Pac and Penta were both like, yeah, after the match, and he was like, no.
You did
it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
I definitely thought the first two matches were definitely better than I thought they were going to be.
Sean?
I thought it was dope. I like
my God, you guys make me sick.
I didn't like the whole wayward son thing. I thought it was a lot. It was very
Dude, did you hear the crowd? The crowd fucking went crazy.
Everybody sang because they know the song.
It's
just
smart.
like anybody would in an arena.
I think, but that is not smart to do.
It is, but guess what?
Yo,
I didn't like
it. Yo, no, and oh my God. Okay, fine. Listen. I don't know what to say. I will tell you that there was a time in my life where I said out loud to friends, the Young Bucks are the best tag team in wrestling by far. There was a time in my life when I said that. And I thought that for a long time. And I don't know, man. It's like sometimes the page just turns. And
can I ask you? I'm sorry to cut you up, but who would you say is the best tag team right now?
Probably the Usos. Yeah, FTR a close second.
Usos,
just off the top of my head. Just off the top of my head.
Just for the sheer fact of how long they've been crushing it and having the best matches.
Yeah. So, but to see them coming out to Carry On My Wayward Son. And singing it along and clapping and just acting like nothing happened. And and by the way, Tony Khan this week admitted that it was all his fault and that when the initial question was asked, he should have instead of no commenting it, he should have said, like, no, that's not true. CM Punk did not try to get Colt Cabana fired. That is not true.
It's 100% Tony Khan's fault, though.
Tony Khan
he's
literally came out this week and said that he shouldn't have no commented it, which he does to everything.
Right.
And he said that he should have. And you know what? If you go back and watch the media scrum with CM Punk, which, by the way, inexplicably is just still on YouTube, right?
Why
you
would
could
it take,
say
why would
that
they
right
take
there
it
in
down?
that moment. Tony Khan says it's my fault. No, it's my fault. I shouldn't have no commented it. I should have squashed it right there. Blah blah blah. So it really is all TK's fault.
Facts.
I was holding out like 1% hope that maybe CM Punk would interfere in their match, or CM Punk would somehow
me
like
too.
interfere
I
at
wanted
the
him
end.
to come back.
But like, I just
People
gotta
talk
say,
about him like he's a cuck, and I think that he's actually the cuck of the situation.
Well, that's what I was getting to. Is that the crowd? And listen, it wasn't organic. You know that the Young Bucks had a friend in the friends and family section who started going, "Fuck CM Punk." That was totally planned by them. They had it featured in the Being Elite, like the fuck CM Punk. Oh my God, dude. 10 years of wannabe punk rock fans chanting CM Punk during segments that have nothing to do with him. He comes back, we're crying. You remember that guy? Man?
Yeah, but then he became the fucking muffin-eating motherfucking ungrateful bastard.
Nah, dude, what CM Punk did
That's
in the
what he
last
became.
2 years is probably the most legendary run in all of wrestling.
I don't agree.
Yeah,
I
dude.
definitely don't.
He
That's definitely
came back.
What's legendary about it?
He came back, sold out every single show that they had when he came back, and then decided to like take a stand for what he fucking believed in regards to what the Young Bucks
He
were
was
like
talking
spewing.
about nonsense. No one even gives a shit about Colt Cabana and his beef.
No,
Who gives a
because
shit?
no, they do, because you saw the Young Bucks. First of all, dude, when CM Punk was bought out or gone or whatever, the first thing they did was put Colt Cabana in the fucking like main event of AEW.
Who cares? When was the last time
Because they're
Colt Cabana was on
jerk-offs,
TV?
dude. Because they're like masturbatory, egocentric fucking jerk-offs. So, of course, the first second that they decided that CM Punk wasn't in the company, they had fucking Colt Cabana come back. Then the Elite comes back. Then in the fucking Being Elite YouTube show, first shot, them high-fiving and hugging Colt Cabana. Oh, it's so emotional. Oh, we defeated Emperor Palpatine. CM Punk, in my opinion, I'm just saying.
Dude, CM Punk was the goddamn champion.
No.
He was literally the champion of the company.
I'm saying that in 5 years, we're going to look back and we're going to say that at least me, this past CM Punk run, dude, was the realest shit in all of wrestling, dude.
The worst shit. The worst
you know
shit,
what?
dude.
He said, hey, you guys are fucking assholes, and if you got a problem, Tony, you're a bitch. You're a bitch. Everybody's a fucking bitch. If you got a problem, go find me in the locker room. And then they stormed the locker room, fucking beat the shit out of them, dude. And then he was like, oh, okay, fine. I'll just leave the company. Fine, whatever, dude. And meanwhile, the Young Bucks.
I don't know. You don't even know if that's the truth.
I mean, that seems like the truth, Brian.
That's what everybody's saying, man.
Yeah, I'm presenting it as I presented the facts of what happened. I'm just saying that I'm reacting to it very positively in the side of CM Punk.
Dude, but I'm going to tell you that as CM Punk, he was very unprofessional and ungrateful in his fucking whatever he was saying, dude.
You know what's unprofessional? Being the EVP of a company, and because some guy said some shit in a media scrum, kicking his door down. You know what's unprofessional? Having
you don't
your
know
comeback.
That the door was kicked down. They came out that the door wasn't kicked down.
You know what's okay? Well, it was opened swiftly. Whatever.
The dog got hurt, bro.
I don't think the dog got hurt. I don't think
okay,
the dog
even
got
if the
hurt.
dog. No. Well, anyway, you know what's unprofessional is that they. What about? Okay, forget about CM Punk. Let's say CM Punk's a cancer, right? What about FTR off television? Do you really think that it's just a coincidence that the Bucks have nothing to do with FTR being off the pay-per-view?
Dude, I mean, the Acclaimed are more popular than FTR. People cheer more for the fucking Scissor Me Daddy shit than the FTR. So that's
first
why
of
they're
all,
the champions.
the only reason that is because they were bored while they were waiting for FTR, so they had to find something new to like. And secondly, if you really think about all the guys who were CM Punk guys, they're all buried now. All the guys who came out and said some good shit about CM Punk are buried, and fucking Jungle Boy, little twerp, coming out mocking CM Punk, eating a little muffin.
Oh yeah, what was that about?
He's a bitch, dude. Anyway, let's just move on. Did you guys find any? And also, by the way, yo, the fucking the fucking Elite comeback was so lame also because Don Callis comes out and sits at commentary, and he's a bad guy. And he's being a bad guy. But literally, then you cut to the shot, and the Young Bucks are like, carry on my way.
And everybody's cheering for them.
Right, and it's like, okay, so who's a good guy, who's a bad guy? Right, and then the Death Triangle, they're, I guess, good guys or bad guys, but they're two good guys and one bad guy, and then there's the whole hammer thing. It's confusing. Stupid. Who's the good guy, who's the bad guy? Then they lose a match, and it's like, oh, well, that was just the first of 7 matches.
Big thing comes on the screen, 7 matches. I was like, whoa.
Right. And of course, like, God forbid they promote a best of 7 and end it in 6, right? No, they got to announce that on Instagram. They announce all 7 dates. The last match is January 11th. They're going to be fighting these trios matches for 2 months, dude. And you know what it made me think about? Brian, you're going to hate this. I want to hear what you have to say. It made me think about Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight. It made me think, you know, I think as fans and as lovers of the sport, because you remember, we love wrestling. You got to remind yourself. We got to say it to yourself. I'm here because I love wrestling.
Right.
I'm watching because I love wrestling. And because I love wrestling, I want to think that the Bray Wyatt comeback has been carefully engineered and procured. And because I love wrestling, I want to think that the Young Bucks really thought long and hard about what they were going to do when they come back 2 months from now. And I'm watching both these things play out, and I'm saying to myself, there's no way that there is any plan here.
Well, I'm going to tell you that I'm sorry to cut you off, but Bray Wyatt's is definitely meticulously planned out.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Dude, they've been doing it for months and months and months. There's no way there's not. They haven't had. They don't have a payoff plan. There's definitely they have a plan, and that's what they're unfolding before our very eyes. It started with the rabbit. It started with little cut scenes, and it's just been ever unfolding. And it's definitely had. It's not just on the spot. What's the word? Improving. They're not improvising. They're fucking. It's a plan. They have a plan for the man.
I think that they're improvising a little bit more than you think they are. Honestly,
I don't think I do. I mean, for the sheer fact that they have the QR codes, that takes time to fucking make.
Jesus
that.
freak Christ! All right, Sean. Final thoughts on Young Bucks versus Death Triangle.
I thought it was dope. Best of 7, not with it. Too much, watered down the product, and it just shows where the company's going.
Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose. And Nyla Rose stole start over. Hold on.
Ooh.
Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose stole Jade Cargill's That Bitch Show title. So who's the good guy here?
Yeah. Was it Jade Cargill?
Yes, it was Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill came out dressed like Chitara. What was the name? What's the name of the goddamn shit? Chitara. Thundercat Chitara.
From Thundercat.
Yo, let me tell you. The only thing that I thought about during this match was, at some point I said to myself, those are not yellow leggings. Thoughts, comments, opinions?
I thought it was like fishnet with paint.
No, it was just paint, my friend.
Dude, the whole entire match, she was just trying to make sure her goddamn boobs didn't come out.
Is that even comfortable at that point?
Dude, it must have been awful for her to be wrestling, because that's all she was fixated on. Was like, it was very, very poor, very poor.
I thought it was awesome.
You thought it was awesome.
I think Jade Cargill is awesome.
This chick came out in a car with Vicky.
Oh, they had the lowrider and the
They had
I'm
the
with
lowrider.
Poppy or I'm your Poppy T-shirt.
It said mommy. It said mommy.
It
Dude.
didn't say mommy. It said Poppy.
No, it said mommy.
It said, "Mammy,
It said mammy.
I'm with my mammy."
Dude, it said literally said mommy. I thought it was the Rhea Ripley shirt, but there was no back print. It was just the front print.
That would have
It
been
said-
wild.
it said, "I'm your mommy."
Sure.
I started thinking also at this point that the AEW crowd has become Japanese. You know,
Quiet.
very, very quiet. Like, and Japanese
Well, they had
crowd.
the fuck you chance. That's not very Japanese.
That was engineered by the Young Bucks. You know, they had that piped into the speakers, dude.
I'm sorry to go to the main event, but they were doing the fucking fuck you Moxley chants too.
Sean,
Which
did you
was
get a
weird.
beer? Did you buy a beer at the Prudential Center?
I didn't get beer at all. I was drinking water, straight.
Smart. Water
All
on the
night.
rocks, huh? Water,
Just straight
water,
water, yeah.
neat.
Yeah, I had a bad headache going in this, so I was just drinking water.
$19 for a beer at the Prudential Center.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
That's wild. I think beer's just going up everywhere in all the arenas now.
Brian, final thoughts about Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose?
I mean, it's terrible. I mean, she has like one of the craziest records right now. She surpassed Goldberg, right? With the
She's
undefeated.
40-0, 41-0.
What was Gold? Do you remember Goldberg's? Was he was like 130 or some shit, right?
Nah, it's insane.
Sean, how much was the water?
The water was free. It was in the fridge.
This guy got free water in the fridge. 4-way Ring of Honor world title matchup. The Ocho, Chris Jericho, versus Sammy Guevara, the Sex
Deep
God,
brow.
versus Claude Castagnoli, versus Daniel Bryan Danielson. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Bryan Daniel. Wait, hold on. Bryan Danielson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This was so dumb. Another overly convoluted, and I just got to keep telling myself, I'm watching this because I love wrestling. But just an over-convoluted, overworked, overtold story of a fatal four-way with two guys who are friends versus two guys who are friends. Two guys who are friends will fight each other, Claudio and Daniel Danielson, versus two guys who one will fight the other guy, but one won't. A lot of laying around on the outside. The coolest part to me was when Claude had the sharpshooter and Jericho went for the pin on Danielson. I thought that was kind of interesting. I'd never seen that before. But besides that, I knew the Ocho, Chris Jericho, from Dodgeball, the movie. The Ocho was going to
The
win.
Ocho.
Brian, what do you think about this fatal four-way? What do you think about Chris Jericho retaining? I think that was probably the only option. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
What happened?
Oh, my God. We got a super chat. I got Character Productions so sick and tired of our AEW full gear talk, and I don't blame you. CZW announced Kenta for an upcoming show, so who do you think they should get to face him?
Yeah, they announced that during the Full Gear show.
I mean, does
He's also going to do. I think he's also doing HOG.
He's doing a whole bunch of dates.
Yeah,
He
I
got
would
House of
assume that
Glory
he's
as
just
well.
he's taking dates because he's in town. He's going to do like a little
What do
run.
you think his CCW will be a death match?
No.
No.
CCW is not only death matches. It's more like GCW where they do a mix.
Yeah, showcase of matches.
Brian, what are you saying?
I thought CZW was more just like death matches, like Tournament of Death. Like it was just like death matches.
No, they switched it up.
We're
They
gonna
got a
have to
weekly
start.
show
We're gonna
now.
have to start the review all over again. We're gonna have to start
Why?
this all over again. I'm just kidding. Sean, who do you think Kenta's gonna fight in CZW?
That's a
Lay
good
in
question.
the
I think
law
they're gonna
once
I
again.
think they're gonna
Prepare
outsource,
for
man.
war. I'm sorry. Say that again.
I think they're gonna outsource. I don't think it's gonna be
Yeah.
any of the local talent. I don't
I
think it's
agree.
gonna be their homegrown legends. I think it's gonna be outsourced. You know, somebody maybe from who knows, like a Zack Sabre or somebody. You know,
So Larry says Zack Sabre Jr. I
Look, there you
have
go.
probably, if I had to
See?
guess, maybe PCO. How about that? CZW pays PCO to come in and fight Kenta.
He was
just
supposed to
canceled.
work the XPW show. He was injured.
Right.
Oh, he's injured.
Yeah.
Gresham. Brian, who do you think would fight Kenta at CZW? They don't really have a guy.
Who are like CCW guys.
Yeah, they don't really have a guy. I'm trying to think of like a guy who CZW is like all in on. Griffin McCoy? Colt McCoy? What the hell's that guy's name? Jimmy Lloyd?
I'm honestly not big on CZW, to be completely honest. Like before they came back, when were they a thing? That was like years ago. CZW was doing shit.
Laying the law once again, prepare for war. CCW, an eye for an eye. To live is to die. To pay from hair. CC. DW.
Right.
Exactly. All right. Hey. Jericho wins. Who cares? Saraya versus Britt Baker. I mean, we got to talk about this.
Yeah, Paige didn't look ready for the match, man.
Well, I think
you saw what she said, right?
No, what'd she say, Brian?
She said that she basically broke character during the scrum and said that Britt Baker was the star and like carried her the whole match and like helped her severely
by dropping her on her head multiple times to work the neck. You know, I think
she
part
was
of the
good.
problem,
She was good. Obviously, she was good after the match.
She was fine. I didn't watch the scrum.
Well, then obviously that's why you think that she was not good, but she was fine.
I think part of the problem is that Saraya had two massive 10, maybe 12-pound bowling balls surgically attached to the front of her chest. So I think that maybe, you know, like she was like, what, 125 pounds? Like 25 of those pounds, dude. I mean, we're like, that's like, we're forging new ground here. I don't think she's used to that type of.
I mean, I honestly just dislike women's wrestling as a whole and think it's trash. So.
There was one women's wrestling match on this show that was good.
The Jamie Hayter match?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll have to talk about it when we get to it. Sean, what did you think of Saraya and two bowling balls versus Britt Baker?
I don't think Saraya was ready. I think
Saraya.
I think Britt Baker carried her a lot. I don't think she was ready. And honestly, how many matches does she have? Is she gonna keep doing this consistently, or just like one off? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think she is nowhere near ring ready.
You know, I wouldn't go that far. I think that she did pretty well. Like, and you know, actually, I'm going to go on to say that I think she showed flashes of the old tenacious Paige, even at times during this match.
The Rampage.
You know, I think part of the problem is that everybody is so emotional, and like Britt Baker just decided that her angle in this whole thing was going to be what she really thought, I guess. And it's like, man, Britt Baker, and you know, Saraya said during the press scrum, she was like, "Oh, I thought it was cool that they needed to choose. The fans should choose." And it's like, nah, that was lame. It was lame how Britt Baker buried you. It was weird. And, yeah, Saraya looked weird and awkward and tired. But, hey, it was very, very emotional for her. And, you know, it's a good comeback story. You know, listen, you work at WWE. The WWE doctors say, hey, Daniel Bryan, if you wrestle like 10 more times, you're probably going to be the most in-pain 60-year-old man that ever existed. And then they say, hey, Saraya, you should never wrestle again. Your neck is too weak to take these moves. And then they move on to AEW, and the doctor goes, you guys are fine. You guys are totally good. You guys are 100% good.
They have Dr. Nick. Hello, everybody.
I mean,
well, Edge came back. Edge had like a similar kind of thing.
Okay, Edge came back. You're right. Fine, fair enough. But, you know, it is a little odd.
How much time is enough time? Because now, look.
Edge was off. Edge was gone for a long time.
Now that we on that wheel real quick, I don't want to sway off, but like they say Stone Cold, he had that one match, but now he's posting all these exercise videos, and he's possibly leaning towards another match. Does that mean that it's time for him to go in? Should they wait a little bit longer before going into the ring when having such a life-threatening injury?
Yo, I got to tell you, I think Paige's match was better than Stone Cold Steve Austin's match.
No way.
I think that Paige showed moments of like...
Well, she kept getting crushed. Like, she kept taking those finishing fucking moves.
I think Paige showed moments of like being awesome. I think Paige, even during that match, if you squint between the China gear and the bowling balls and the awkwardness.
You didn't like
and
the China gear?
Well, and also I think just the promos leading up to it were terrible. They should have just had like one thing. She should have come back at Grand Slam. Yo, we were all there at Grand Slam, and it was awesome when she came back.
I fucking screamed.
They should have had like one fucking thing 2 weeks later and just set up the match. That they should have just immediately been like, "I'm cleared, bitch," and then fucking and then like a contract signing where it's a contract signing where she's got to present papers that she's cleared or something. One promo. One segment, and they should have just hyped up Paige returning for like 3 weeks, dude. Would have been even cooler. But instead, she had to come out and like punch Britt Baker during Dynamite. She had to come out and do all this stuff, and then she had to come out and say, "Oh, I might be cleared. I'll tell you next week." It was so lame. She should have just come out and been like, "Yo, I'm back. I'm cleared to wrestle. Let's go." That would have made the match better. But I'm gonna tell you. Oh, we got a super chat. Pat, please pronounce the word dollar like a true Canadian evermore. Of course, Larry. And stay tuned until the end of the show because I'm going to give you my picks to be a champion gambler.
Oh, jeez.
And make yourself a few dollars. You know what it is? It's too much Tom Green, dude. That's where it comes from. Yeah, so I thought that Britt Baker was great, but I think Saraya was even better. I think she's showing signs being awesome. Except for everything she does and says. In the ring, she wasn't bad, though. My opinion. Brian, final thoughts on how much you hate women's wrestling.
I hate it. That's all I'm gonna say. I do think that she did better than I thought she was gonna do. She took a beating. Paige definitely took a beating, and Britt Baker is Britt Baker.
Good way to go, Brian. Way to go. There we go. We're doing it. We're flying through this review. Big, meaty men slapping meat. Sean, tell me all about it. Set it up. Tell me where you were at the point of this match happening, this triple threat threesome.
I'll be honest. I was walking to meet Rose to help her with chicken tenders and fries. So I wound up going down.
It's a handful.
Yeah.
Probably 2, maybe 3 handfuls. Chicken
tenders.
I
legit didn't see the match at all. I was in the bowels of the building.
In the intestine.
Yeah, so you guys tell me what happened. Catch me up to speed.
What was big meaty men slapping meat? Brian, do you have any thoughts or opinions?
What big meaty men slapping meat?
Yeah, you had
Powerhouse
Wardlow,
Hobbs.
Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs.
Samoa Joe won, right?
Yeah,
TNT title was on the line, right?
Yeah.
Wardlow's very upset.
Wardlow did a sweet flip. That flip was cool.
He always
whisper in the window.
Whisper in the window.
Whisper in the Wardlow. It was pretty dope. I like that Samoa Joe one.
Me
so
too.
There's like two Samoans with belts.
Yeah.
Who's the second Samoan?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Brian.
What? Oh, well, that's a different company. I thought you meant in AEW.
No.
So what about we do. I forget. I don't know what else happens, but Jeff Jarrett's music is awesome.
Boom, 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 boom. He came out with his TNA gear. That was dope.
Came out with TNA gear. Came out with the long jacket, looking great, like 85 years old. Jay Lethal, tag team partner. Looks like he's probably our age, but in his heart and his soul, his bones, also 85 years old. Versus Sting and Darby Allin.
Sting's like 64 years old.
Sting looked like he just finished a construction job and then went to wrestle after.
Yeah, that was one of the things I immediately thought is that why is Sting just wearing regular clothing?
Like Walmart gear.
It's like you didn't switch off the pants when in character creation.
That was like, what is he wearing? Where's the logo?
Yeah.
No logo on anything.
You know, they really milk this Sting in masks, the Sting masks, reveal, I'm standing behind you, turn around. Really a lot of that going into this. Brian, what did you think of Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett versus Sting and Darby Sweet Sweet Allen?
I'm not gonna lie, I thought the match was pretty good. Sting is they're like he's so old, but he's still like crushing it.
He flew himself onto his head.
Did you see the fucking what's the big guy called? The big fucking NBA guy?
Satnam Singh.
Marina
Yeah,
Shafir.
dude. He like chokes.
Oh, Satnam
Right.
Singh. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, Satnam. Marina Satnam. He fucking choke slammed the shit out of him. And it
Yeah,
was
he
insane.
really did.
It's insane, dude. He's
I thought
such
it was
an old
so
guy.
stupid how Darby Allin kept trying to do his stupid trust fall. And like he got it reversed like 3 times in the most horrifying ways. First time, Satnam Singh just caught his little body. Second time, Jeff Jarrett hit him with the guitar.
Oh, that was brutal.
And then by
That
the
was
time,
so good.
Yeah, that was great. But you
that
know,
was the first time they ever did that.
that's
That was
another
like
thing. People complain
that's
about
scary.
WWE camera angles. The AW camera angles aren't that great.
no,
They're
that's
like
not.
a little ahead of things. They're a little behind things. They miss a lot of things.
It was a great spot though. That was a great spot.
Yeah. I saw it coming a mile away though because of the camera angles.
Right.
I don't even remember who won.
That was Sting and Darby.
Yeah, Sting and Darby definitely won.
Great. It's good for them, you know? I saw a tweet. Every piece of purple fabric in the entire world has come together to make Satnam Singh's pants. Because he's wearing very, very large purple pants.
They got to be the biggest pants.
JBL's wearing some big pants too, man.
Nah, dude.
Jesus.
JBL's pants were just oversized. This guy, Satnam Singh, he needs pants this large.
Right, he has like skinny jeans on, but they're like really tight still.
I
Or
really
like this,
hated
they're huge, they're
the
huge.
body bag in the beginning was so stupid.
You hated the body
I
bag?
hated that so much because you thought like, oh, somebody was going to sit up, was going to unzip or
Sting, you
something.
thought Sting was going to be in it or
No,
something.
just no conclusion to that. Like, and like Jay Lethal.
It was just
And by the
there.
way, dude, if you want to try to walk up and investigate this body bag, you should do it quickly before the opponent's music starts playing. Because if there's a body bag with a spotlight and your music's playing or there's no music, you might be good to like investigate, right? But if there's a fucking body bag with a spotlight and the opponent's music is playing, you are fucked. And you gotta get out of there. And I
Yeah.
couldn't believe that during Darby Allin's music, it's like, you know Darby Allin's boom, boom, boom.
Sounds like you're doing Sweet Dreams.
Yeah, well, that's what it's like.
That's exactly what I heard.
Yeah.
I was like,
So whatever. But you know, if the spotlight's on and Darby Allin was like, "Hey, I'm Darby and I'm coming," you know? It's like, yo, you got to get out of there. Fucking Jay Lethal, he just kept creeping forward, investigating. I was like, dude, you are screwed. That fucking body bag's gonna sit up. You're gonna unzip it slowly, and then you're gonna see Darby Allin's face with the eyes shut. And then ready for this? Boom, eyes open. But no, instead of doing some cool shit like that, the fucking body bag was nothing. Darby Allin just ran out and hit Jay Lethal in the head with a skateboard. Fucking ridiculous.
he loves that skateboard, man.
It's goddamn fucking ridiculous. So stupid. Oh my God, his shit makes me so mad. And then Sting tried to murder himself. Darby Allin tried to murder himself a few times. Kept going for the trust fall. Satnam Singh, biggest pants in the entire world. I don't know. That's all the things I have to say about this match.
You pretty much nailed it. But I thought it was
think
pretty
it was-
entertaining.
Yeah, listen, I thought it was dope to see Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal tag again. The last time they did it was with Ric Flair. So I don't know. Hopefully they do.
Anyway, what about my favorite match? Maybe my favorite match of the night. You know what? I'm ready. I'm ready to say it. I'm ready to say it because I am a modern wrestling pundit, and I care about the movement, and I care about change, and I care about life. All lives. And I just want to say Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm, in spite of them both having somehow the worst hairdos in the entire fucking world, it was still probably my favorite match of the night. Felt like I was watching NXT UK. It was awesome. Sean, bring it
I
down.
thought it was dope. They went at it. I thought at one point Rebel was going to come and cost Jamie the belt. And then Britt Baker comes out as well. And then I think she's going to cost her the belt. But lo and behold, they were there to help her win the belt. So that was pretty dope.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought that it wasn't so like obnoxious and gratuitous of an ending, but Britt Baker did technically help. And so now Britt Baker is going to go on to say, hey, you know, you wouldn't be champion without me.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to get a breakup, we hope.
It'll be dope.
Jamie Hayter, you know, had her butt covered for this one. All business. You know, there's a little bit more wrestling tight there.
Yeah.
You know? And I like this look. I like it because Jamie Hayter's awesome. But then, like, her hair was doing what her ass wasn't. You know, it was just like...
It was just all over
completely...
the place. Was it like a bouffant, as they say?
So I don't know. But, you know, who am I? You know, I like to critique the fashion as well as the matches and the theory behind it. I think Toni Storm, I would love for her to wear wrist tape or some kind of elbow pad or maybe like even an Ultimate Warrior armband. Just I feel like with the hair and the no elbow pads or any kind of thing on the arms, she looks like a weirdo, you know? I don't know.
You like her theme song, right?
Yeah. So anyway, I thought this match was awesome, actually. Sean, what did you think?
Yeah, man, I thought it was great from start to finish. I thought it was hard-hitting. It was fast-paced. It was near fall after near fall. And at the end, there was a title change. And the thing that's getting me right now is the fact that it's still interim.
Oh, I was just going to say that.
And they're still emphasizing the fact that there's an actual women's world champion out there that still has not come back to the company in quite some time.
Did they say interim during the pay-per-view? I missed it. I wasn't paying attention enough.
The media scrum, I heard it in the media scrum. I don't remember hearing it during the actual bout. But during the media scrum, they emphasized it as interim.
Doesn't even make any sense. Has anyone ever been allowed to not wrestle for this long and still be a champion?
Who knows, man?
Well, I think it's been weird. They could just say they could just stop saying interim.
I mean, they could just like strip her of the belt because she like doesn't wrestle. It doesn't make any sense. What gives her the right to not wrestle?
Yeah, you know, I don't even really think about Thunder Rosa though. Like the only one who's like saying it or thinking about it is them. Like I feel like if they
keep saying right, because you're saying they should just like drop interim and
if they just stop saying it, I would accept it. Like
they dug themselves into a hole because they started with interim, so now they just like have to say it.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of a shame because this match was awesome. This match was a lot better than Saraya Britt Baker. It was a lot better than Jade Cargill versus whoever the hell, Nyla Rose. This was the best women's match by far.
No, it definitely was. It was really good.
I feel like they could have flip-flopped
it too. Toni Storm was actually bleeding a little too in her mouth or something.
I thought this could have been flip-flopped with the tag match. Because up next you have the Acclaimed versus Swerve in Our Glory.
Waste of talking time.
You know, and some people come out wearing WrestleMania gear for a big match. Pay-per-view, different gear. Max Caster for his pay-per-view, same gear, but he does two verses. There's two verses this time.
I'm not done yet.
Yeah, wait a second. I'm not done yet. And, you know, Swerve and Our Glory, who are obviously going to break up. Swerve Strickland, he's like a cool guy, but he wants to cut the fingers off of anyone who scissors. And then, of course, you have Keith Lee, who refuses to cheat, and as we all know, is fat.
Right.
So what do you think, Brian?
I thought the fucking thing was a whole waste of time for it to be a goddamn pay-per-view match.
Why? Why do you think that?
Because they Swerve and Keith Lee should have broken up well before this pay-per-view, and it should have been FTR versus fucking the Acclaimed on this pay-per-view.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So you have no interest in the trilogy?
No, it was garbage. Look, Keith Lee stopped wrestling it was trash. The whole thing was obviously a setup for them to break up.
Right, and so the story wasn't even about the Acclaimed winning.
Right, it wasn't even about the match.
Right, it was about the two of them breaking up. And once again, I think they're on this tip. I think Tony Khan's on this tip. It's like, we'll let the fans choose who's good and who's bad. Everyone will have like a complex story, and we'll let the fans choose who's good and who's bad. And while every so often I'm for that, I just think that every single thing is so convoluted and you actually don't know who to cheer for. Because as a fan just hanging out, chilling, I'll just boo whoever the asshole is, have a great time. It's more fun when you have some bets on the game. It's more fun when you have someone that you want to just root for. And I don't know, maybe people who are younger than me are out there like picking their side. It's like a fun thing. The Britt Baker section versus the Saraya section. I don't know. What do I know? So what did you think? You hated it. What did you think, Sean?
I completely hated it.
Why?
We're still talking about goddamn Acclaimed and Keith Lee and Swerve. It was a waste of time. Yes. It's a goddamn waste of time.
So what do you think they do with the tag titles?
I mean, I think that Acclaimed will hold them, but FTR should be the next boys that fight them.
I don't know, man. I think that the tag team scene there is very lackluster since like the likes of Ortiz and Santana haven't been together. They've too many factions. The emphasis on the 6-man title. There's so many things going on that when you think of tag teams, it's just like, okay, and what about it? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you have teams like FTR who are walking around with so much gold. They have no place to like showcase what they could do with it. So I agree with you. FTR should be next up in line to grab those titles. Do a best 2 out of 3. You know what I'm saying? If you're not gonna have them, just bring them in. They have all the gold. Why not use them?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It seems nonsensical. The match ended because, of course, Swerve took out the pliers. He was going to, I don't know, I guess, bend the fingers of his opponents, and he encouraged Keith Lee to do it. And it was the same exact finish as the 6-man tag, except instead of Penta using the hammer, Keith Lee said, no, I'm not going to use the pliers. And then one of them slapped the other. I guess Swerve.
He helped up Max Caster and then walked out of the ring.
Yeah, he patted him on the back.
He patted him on his little tush.
Yeah. And then Swerve was all alone and wrestled for 5 more minutes for no reason. And they had their own little mini match right there.
Waste of goddamn time.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, the main event. And I gotta really take a step back and realize that I am terrible at gambling. I am terrible at predicting because I just have too many thoughts. I just think too much, For weeks on this show, I've been saying that it's all going to happen in the same exact way that the main event happened, which is that Jon Moxley was going to beat the shit out of MJF the whole time, that MJF was going to have a moment to use the ring, throw the ring away, and then William Regal was going to throw him the brass knuckles, and then he was going to use the brass knuckles, and he was going to win the match. Exactly what I said. The only thing is that they did swerve me with the firm ski. They kept having the firm interrupt And why does the firm need to beat up John Moxley if they're no longer employed by MJF, but now they're beating up John Moxley, they're beating up MJF? I thought for sure the firm was going to get involved. And I don't know if that's a stroke of genius or if that's just like another horrible decision. Like they're terrible at writing. They just wrote this thing and they were like, oh, well, what happens with these guys in the season finale? Oh, I don't know. They're just not on. They're just not on the show. You know, still
they didn't get involved. They didn't get involved at all.
Well, one match I did miss before we get to the main event. Who won the number one contendership? Was it Ricky Starks or was it Ethan Page?
I don't think that happened yet. That's this coming week,
That's
the Thanksgiving
tomorrow.
Eve show. That's tomorrow.
Oh.
It's tomorrow, right? Yeah. That's tomorrow. It's gonna be.
It's a whole
Ricky
Thanksgiving Eve like pay-per-view style show.
Well, back to the main event. You know, they basically, I thought that they were gonna do Bret Hart Stone Cold double turn, but instead, what they did was Rock Survivor Series
99.
98, 99, where Mankind was the chosen one, but then it turned out to be The Rock. Kind of did that, where it's like it looks like he's going to go good. Flip, flop, flip, floop. Goes bad.
So would it have been even cooler if Tony came out and helped him?
Tony Khan?
Yeah. That would have been sick.
Dude, anything involving Tony Khan, I'm here for. So, yes, that would have been cool. I thought the main event was interesting. Neither of them bled, which I think is a Max choice. I think Max is saying, yo, what if neither of us bleed? John Moxley's is like, whoa, that's such a cool idea. Fuck yeah, man. Well, neither of us will bleed, dude. Be awesome. But I'm still going to pile drive you through a table.
Dude. Well, can you tell me why all of a sudden everyone's chanting "fuck you, Moxley"?
Because MJF was just so over in the arena.
Well, they
That's
put it
just so
over. They
weird
put it
to me.
over that Maxwell was in his backyard, you know, because he grew up in Plainview, Long Island, but his backyard is Newark, New Jersey. Get out of town. But yeah,
It's not even his backyard.
Put
dude.
his face in a woman's breasts like he was Van Wilder in
I saw
2005.
that. He just put
Did
it
you
right
see
in the
that?
boobs.
Hey, good for him, you know. You know,
Very
that's the only
strange.
reason that Maxwell ever tried to, like, be good at sports or be a good actor or be a good wrestler, right? Just so he could, like,
To get the boobs
put
in the
his face in a woman's breasts, obviously. You
That's
could
why
just
most
look into
people
his
do
eyes
anything.
and see that that's, like, his main motivation for fucking, like, achieving. What did you think about this match, Brian? Did you cheer for John Moxley or did you cheer for MJF ski?
I think MJF is awesome. I know you think he's like an over actor.
I'm getting off of him. I'm kind of like kind of falling off of him a little bit right now. Yeah.
I thought it was kind of awesome. I enjoyed it. I thought it was dope that he threw the ring and then he took the knucks. I'm unsure of what's gonna be the outcome of everything. I don't know what like Regal's gonna do now. Are they just gonna be boys? Is like he gonna be his Paul Heyman?
I mean, I would assume so. Do you think that Moxley just goes on vacation now, or you think he does a rematch?
So when the show ended for you guys, how did it end? Were the rest of like the Blackpool Combat Club out there with him?
The Blackpool Combat Club was in the ring, and MJF was like laying sprawled out with the belt on the.
Right,
on
that's
the
what I
ramp.
saw. He did such a stupid. You know, that's your moment to do the iconic celebration. And he's on the ramp and he does the snow angel. Oh, it's like, dude, you're so lame, dude.
So did you guys see him throw water in Shivani's face?
No.
No. Okay.
And I didn't see the Blackpool Combat Club in the ring with him either. I saw clips later on, though.
Yeah, so they were in the ring with him. They helped him up. They all got a round of applause. Then they left him in the ring. Then they walked out. But prior to that, this dude, MJF, took a cup of water and he threw it in Shivani's face. And he gave them all the finger and walked in.
Nice. You love to see
I
it.
love that. I love that. And then he cut that great fucking promo in the scrum.
You love that, huh?
That was so good. That was much better than CM Punk's.
What?
I think
you're bugging.
to me, CM Punk shit was completely disrespectful and immature.
Immature.
MJF
MJF limping
dirty
around
laundry.
like he's in a Broadway show. And let me
That's
tell
what
you another
wrestling
thing.
is. God damn it!
And another thing. I mean, that's a great idea, dude.
Thank you, fuck you, bye is like the best shit ever.
If I was a guy trying to be a really good wrestler, that's, I feel like, what I would have done too. I think that's like, he just knew that that's the cool thing to do. It's like, oh, you want a media scrum? I'm going to fucking pace back and forth, limp back and forth, cut a dope, crazy promo, inspirational fucking Al Pacino, every given Sunday, game of inches type of promo. Good. And then I'm just gonna bounce up out of this bitch.
That's what a champion does. In the wrestling base.
Could have done without all the F-bombs. Yeah, well, listen.
I love an F-bomb, dude. But I guess that's true. It makes it like disrespectful, like a champion. But like Stone Cold, it was like very Stone Coldy.
Yeah, I guess so.
Stone Cold wasn't dropping F-bombs back in the day, but he was like cursing like crap and shit.
Ass,
a bunch of asses. Definitely asshole.
Well, neither bled. And let me tell you, in the DraftKings pool, speaking about gambling, the DraftKings pool.
Not a champion.
I didn't do well. I didn't champion. I didn't cash in. I didn't make any dollars.
It happens, man.
But
that was a free pool. That was a free bet, though.
It was a free pool. Hey, Jedi Joe in the chat, $14. $14. Good for you, dude. So there's not much else to talk about except that all Blvd Bullies merch is free shipping to anybody who is hearing the sound of my voice YouTube at checkout for free shipping on all Blvd Bullies merchandise. What else we got going on? We got the Outlaw Wrestling Show December 2nd and December 3rd. Sean is constantly making moves with Pro Wrestling Junkie, so check that out. But, you know, obviously, if you're going to spend your money, buy it on buy Blvd Bullies merch, not wrestling cards, obviously.
Survivor Series is on Saturday.
Survivor Series is on Saturday, and my guy over here, Sean the World Traveler, you are apparently heading up to Beantown.
To Beantown, to Boston.
What are you
You're
doing?
Gonna be in attendance.
I will be there.
So you like already you like booked your hotel and your transport and all this stuff. Are you taking the train? Are you flying? Are you driving?
No, taking a bus. Good old Greyhound. Good old Greyhound.
Good old Feng Shui. What was those old buses called?
Feng Hua.
The Feng Hua buses, dude.
Feng Hua.
I don't think those exist anymore.
Canal Street buses? No.
Well, I mean, what's worse, the Greyhound or the Feng Hua?
Feng Hua was like the really cheap one. That's like
Feng Hua's bad, bro.
Yeah,
it's really bad.
Greyhound's like legitimate.
I feel like Greyhound has a lot more like mainstream appeal. So Feng Hua maybe like not too many people know about. So it's not so bad.
No, a lot of people go to Feng Hua.
I'm going to tell you, I think they canceled Feng Hua's because of the terrible things that happened on them.
Wow.
They leave you like in the bad neighborhood and like.
Yeah, it's not good. They're not good people, the Feng Hua's.
Have you ever been to Wohop downtown, Canal Street?
Of course, that's my neighborhood.
That's the OG Chinese spot.
I would love to eat some Wohop right after the show.
Yeah, like some fucking spare ribs, bro.
Ooh, a little pork fried rice. Feng Hua used to get Larry to CZW for years.
I believe it, dude. I used to go to Maine on a Feng Hua for like fucking $15,
right?
It was like $50.
On a Feng Hua to Maine?
Yeah.
Shit.
How long is the Feng Hua? Like 4 hours to Boston?
No, it's like.
Or no, you're doing Greyhound.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours, 5 hours.
That's not so bad.
No, not bad at all.
Stop in Stamford. Fucking whatever.
It'll be dope. I'll be back Sunday.
So what do you guys know about this Survivor Series Game of Thrones thing? Fucking War Game of Thrones.
I think it's gonna be terrible.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like what's the point of it? It's like Bloodline versus the Brutes and Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, kind of sucks. No, absolutely no juice at all.
Maybe Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will like spark the friendship.
Yeah, they're gonna get into a thing. Maybe they'll get into a thing.
I think that'll be like it will be like Sami Zayn's like way out of the bloodline or something. Maybe.
No.
No, you think it's too soon?
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
It's coming, dude. It has to be coming.
Is Bray Wyatt fighting LA Knight in a match? Or are they going to have
I'm
just like a
99%
confrontation?
sure. I think Friday they'll probably set it up more, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's looking like.
Yeah,
LA
Friday.
Knight versus Wyatt.
Friday, they find out who's the other woman in the women's war game match.
Who do you think it is? You think it's going to be like Charlotte or Becky?
I think it's Becky.
You think it's Becky?
Yeah.
In who? For the good guys?
For the good guys, yeah.
So
The bad
team.
guys are fully stacked.
Sasha's team, Bianca's team, excuse me.
So
Sasha can't come back without fucking Naomi.
Could you tell me the teams in women's war games, Brian?
Yeah. It's damage control. It's damage control. Damage control.
Okay.
Bailey.
Io
Dakota
Shirai.
Kai. Io Sky and Dakota Kai and
Nikki
Cross.
And who else?
Is
and
it
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley, right.
And then on the good guys side, it's
Alexa,
Bianca. Oh, Alexa Bliss is involved?
Yep.
Alexa's definitely involved, yeah.
Bianca.
Asuka.
Right.
Fucking Mia Yim.
No.
And then,
is Mia Yim in it? Mia Yim is in it?
Yeah. And then a
Mia
person
Yim is
to be determined.
And then the PDT is delivered Friday. So
It's got to be Becky. It's Becky or Charlotte. They've been hyping Charlotte since last pay-per-view with like promos.
The show
That'll
sucks.
be cool.
Charlotte sucks?
No, not Survivor Series. This show.
Oh.
The show that you're on right now sucks, Brian.
You say that every week.
Yeah, I guess so.
We're still here.
What else is going on? You got Seth Rollins versus Austin Theory versus fucking Bobby Lashley. You care at all?
I think that'll be a good match.
I think Lesnar comes out, F5's Lashley, sets up a Royal Rumble match.
Oh, my God.
Then I see Austin Theory winning the title.
So what is
Seth
it,
Rollins.
November? I guess would they start setting up Royal Rumble stuff right now? Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, what's next month? What's December? Is it TLC?
I don't even know.
There's definitely a December pay-per-view. I'm not sure what it is.
I'm not even too sure, I'll be honest.
There's like a Fastlane. Is it Fastlane or that's after WrestleMania? Oh, that's 2 WrestleMania.
Is there any match on Survivor Series that any of us care about at all?
The Bloodline
You care.
versus the Brawling Brutes.
Well, listen, I mean, you're
I
gonna
guess
be
I'm
there.
interested to see what happens.
You're going to be there live. It's going to be a spectacle live. You know?
Yeah,
awesome
I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Sammy. I think the story's really behind him now. I think, like you said earlier, Pat, I think he's the one that's going to be the babyface going into WrestleMania. I think eventually the title's going to go on him. And I think it's like at these events where we start seeing those seeds planted. And then eventually later down the line, we see these big events. And it's like, wow, this is why this happened.
Yo, I don't think it's ever going to happen.
You don't think he's going to win?
Sammy never gets the belt.
But if they somehow could position Sammy to be like the biggest underdog babyface in the entire world versus Roman Reigns, that would be so fucking cool, dude. I don't think that's ever going to happen. But, man, I would love that. I would love if Sammy somehow got his ass beat and then fought from underneath for months and maybe teamed with Kevin and reunited with Kevin at some point and then went on to
it's like Mick Foley-ish.
Yeah,
to give
right,
him, like,
dude.
to have
They are
him
never going to do that in a million fucking years. But, man, that makes me hyped. That makes me excited.
Who gets the belt? Who gets the belt from Roman?
I think we start seeing that now. Who knows? Maybe after the match, somebody comes in and just beelines it towards Roman and just beats him up.
If I had to vote with my heart, my number one, just because of my own revelation I just had, would be Sammy. But my number 2 is Cody. Let's go. Number 3, Randy Orton. Let's go. Let's go.
I think Wyatt before Orton. It's definitely the top 3. The top 3 for me is Sammy, Cody, and Wyatt.
Well, your buddy Bray Wyatt is no more than a meme right now, and he's fighting LA Knight after throwing garbage on him.
It's going to be a slow build. Give the boy time.
Yeah, right.
Give the man time, dude. I'm going to tell you right. He's going to be a champion of something. Maybe not the champion, but maybe he'll be an intercontinental fighting Gunther.
No, dude. What are you even saying right now?
You think that Shane Mercer should represent us in the Olympics?
Dude, that man's an Olympian.
Get the fuck fuck out of town, dude.
Dude, that man, he does fucking moonsaults with a fucking little boy's body in his hands. He's insane. That man should be in the Olympics.
Wow. Hey, little boy's body. In his
Little
hands.
boy's body, Pat.
Sometimes big boys.
Okay, so I mean, I really agree with you, Brian. I don't actually care about this War Games match, but if I had to predict it, I would think that maybe what happens is that. How about this? The Bloodline loses the War Games match. And here's why they lose. Because they haven't lost their tag team titles in like 400 days. Roman Reigns hasn't lost a title match or a main event in like 800 days. This is a nice way to have the Bloodline have a little kink in the armor, a little chink in the armor, right? Somehow what happens is that Sami Zayn, because he's distracted by Kevin Owens, makes a mistake in the match, which leads to either Sheamus or Drew McIntyre. I wish Sheamus, because I love Sheamus a lot more than I love Drew McIntyre. I would totally sign up for a December match. Sheamus versus fucking Roman Reigns. He goes for it. But Roman Reigns wins, of course. But anyway, Sami Zayn makes a mistake putting his status in the fucking Bloodline in jeopardy moving forward in the weeks to come. Drew McIntyre probably hits fucking what's-his-nuts with the Claymore, and one of them, either Drew or Sheamus, pins Roman. How about this? Sammy actually doesn't fall into jeopardy. I'm switching it. Sammy, even though there's a little show of tension, the finish is not involved by Sammy's misgivings, right? What happens is that something happens and Roman's down, and either Drew or Sheamus are going to go for the pin, and one of them is going to pull the other off. And the story isn't going to be yet about Sammy and Kevin. It's going to be about Drew and Sheamus getting into a feud once again because the victory was there to be had and something. That's my pick. Brian, what do you think? Give me a long-winded, 10-minute long diatribe pick, much like I gave you.
I'm going to do very much shorter than you, but I'm thinking that it's very similar, but I think that it's going to be like Jey Uso that fucks it up. Like Sammy will be trying to keep the calm between everybody, and Jey Uso is going to be the guy that fucks it up for the Bloodline.
Leading to them being kicked out.
And who's going to get the pin on who?
I think Roman Reigns is going to get pinned. It's going to be Jey Uso's fault that Roman Reigns gets pinned by Sheamus. Because I also like I want to see Sheamus fight Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I think that I feel the same way, but I know in my heart it's still going to be Drew McIntyre.
Well, you know this is Sheamus and Roman's second time meeting at Survivor Series. The first time Sheamus cashed in on him.
And failed.
No, he succeeded. He took the belt from Roman.
Wow.
Sheamus took the belt. When was that?
He cashed in when he returned. Remember when he came back with the Mohawk?
With the Mohawk? I don't remember that at all, dude.
Roman had just won the belt. I don't know who was from who. The confetti fell. It was like a video game ending. Sheamus comes out, cashes in the briefcase, hits him with the bro kick, covers him. He wins the title. It was a short title reign, but he beat him at the Survivor Series.
Did Roman take it back from him?
I don't remember if he took it back from him. I'll be honest.
I really don't.
But it happened. So I definitely remember it happening.
Yeah, I remember the "you look stupid" chants from the Mohawk.
There's a chance that it could continue on from where that left off. Because
dude, Sheamus is awesome. He's such an underrated dude.
Yeah, man, he's great. I remember when they were saying that he was going to retire because of his neck. You remember that?
He's been crushing it.
He's been crushing it since. So that'll be dope to see them with a nice little story. But Drew is also in that match too. So that's another factor as well. Are they going towards Drew and Roman now? So
that already happened. But I guess Sheamus and Roman already happened too.
It did. So it's like.
So Sean, what do you think the finish of War Games is going to be?
I think it's going to be Drew McIntyre pinning Roman Reigns. And I think Jey Uso will be in the ring with Roman. It will be a handicap match, and then eventually Drew will get Jay, and then it'll be easy pickings for Roman Reigns on Drew.
So all three of us, in one way or the other, wildly and against all odds, believe that Roman Reigns is going to take this pin tomorrow.
Yeah, 100%. Because you said it best by because they have won countlessly. Like they need to lose. Like
Right,
this is a
and
good
then
way
you
to
can-
have them lose without losing any belts.
Whether
and they
it's
can just
between
lose.
Jay
Scare.
and Roman or Jay and Sammy
Right.
or
It sets up
Kevin
good
and Sammy or even Sheamus and Drew, it's just a good time, I think, to have them take a pin and kind of dive deeper into the story of
Facts.
like what's going on with them, because that's the
You
best thing they
remember
got
at
going
the
right
end
now.
of the Saudi show when he's walking up the ramp, he's holding his belt. And the thing with wrestling is you don't stop selling until you get past the curtain in the back. So everything you're doing, every mannerism you're showing as you're walking up that step still means the exact same thing as what you were doing in the ring. He looked scared. He looked ashamed.
Right, he was
looked
crying, he was
hurt.
emotional.
He was crying. So we're seeing a withered down champion now his empire is crumbling beneath him. Jey Uso is not on the page with them. You know what I'm saying? And they're trying to get him on that page, but he can't do that. Then on top of that, he keeps getting these competitors now that are this close from beating him. So his stuff is breaking from underneath him.
Right.
So what we're going to see this Saturday, is part 2 to what we saw in Saudi. It's going to be even worse.
Yeah,
So
it's going to be a crumbling of
gonna be
bloodlines.
Crumbling.
It's going to be a crumbling, yes, like you said, Brian. So I'm excited to see that and why.
I will be interested. We all at least agree that he's going to take a pin. Well, we definitely, at the very least, think the Bloodline's going to lose.
I'd
But
be shocked if they didn't.
I would be shocked if they didn't as well. It really wouldn't make any sense if they didn't. I mean, I guess that they could still tell all those stories that we just said, even with, it doesn't really matter who wins.
Right.
You know, they could still tell those stories in the midst of the match.
Right. They can
no
still
matter
have
who
fights
wins
within their
and-
team and still get the win over them.
Right, and they could still just turn around and make that the focus of the next night's show, whatever. Did you guys play the AEW DraftKings pool?
No,
Sean, you didn't?
I didn't do it. I'll be honest. I didn't do it.
Dude, I fucking blew it. I overthought it. If I had said if I had stuck to my guns, I have no doubt I would have been the top 1%.
So what do
always
you
gotta
win
stick to your
in
guns.
what do you win in an event like that? Because anybody, you know how these cards are. Anybody could guess it. So it's like me and 20 other people could win. What do you win?
Oh, dude, it's like $25,000 worth of prizes, and as long as you're in the top fucking 5,000 of people who wagered, you win $1 at least.
Okay, all right.
And guess who didn't win $1? Me. Well, final thoughts about anything in the wrestling world, AEW, WWE, or otherwise, Brian?
I think one day we'll see wrestling in the Olympics, and I'm here for it.
Sean?
I stand by you, Brian. John Candy fought for Jamaicans in the Olympics, the Winter Olympics. So pro wrestling is possible in the Olympics.
Anything's possible.
You guys both make me sick. And, hey, without further ado, we got the football bets for this week.
Jesus
Coming
Christ.
down.
Dun, dun,
Thanksgiving
dun, dun.
week.
I'm smoking a
Dun, dun,
goddamn
dun.
bong now.
Just keep your mouth close to the edge of the screen, please. Thursday, it's Thanksgiving football day. You got the Buffalo Bills laying 10 points against the Detroit Lions. Here you go. You ready? Buffalo Bills, something's up with them. Detroit Lions, they got momentum. So I think I'm just going to go straight up Bills money line. Parlay that. Don't get involved in anything crazy. Then next, the marquee game of the week. You got the Giants plus 9.5 versus the Cowboys. Will the Cowboys blow out the Giants? Will the Giants be able to keep it close? I think the Giants are fixing to embarrass themselves on national television. Give me the Cowboys money line, 9.5, a little too rich for my blood. Brian, are you writing these down?
I'm just like thinking about what we're gonna talk about next.
It's the end of the show.
I'm thinking about what I'm gonna say next week.
You don't even know what
In
happened.
studio.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for the studio.
New
like my
England
favorite time of the
Patriots
month.
plus 2.5 at the Vikings. Give me the Vikings minus 2.5. Bears plus 4.5 at the Jets. Jets suck. Everybody knows it. Justin Field is on a fucking run. I hope he plays. Bears plus 4.5. Even if he doesn't play, they'll probably beat the stupid Jets. Falcons plus 4 at Commanders. Think this is going to be a pretty close game, but the Commanders are on a hot streak. Atlanta Falcons suck. Washington Commanders money line. Houston Texans visiting the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins minus 13.5. A little too rich for my blood. Give me the minus 800 Dolphins money line just in my parlay. Then we got the Ravens.
That's how I feel right now.
What? No!
Jeez.
Is that Satica?
Dude,
Who
I
is
don't know.
Brian, show the Slack. Show the Slack board.
Oh, that's my present.
I gave that to Brian. Baltimore Ravens minus 4. Visiting the Jaguars. Jaguars suck. Baltimore Ravens minus
Speaking
4.
of Schlack just put out some music, and anybody in this chat room right now should go listen to it and support a musician that is also a wrestler.
I agree. Bengals visiting Titans. Titans hot. Bengals hot too. Give me the Bengals minus 1.5 at the Titans.
Look.
Denver Broncos visiting the Carolina Panthers. Broncos money line. Tampa Bay money line at the Browns.
does
Seattle
that mean?
Seahawks minus 3.5 at home against the Raiders. Sunday at 4. Chargers and Arizona Cardinals. Give me the Chargers money line. Chiefs,
What does money line mean?
money line means just straight up to win minus the odds. Chiefs money line. 49ers money line. Packers at Eagles. Eagles money line. That's Sunday night football. You want to do Monday too? Fuck it. Pittsburgh
Monday.
Steelers plus 2.5. So that parlay right there, that's a $16 parlay.
We haven't done any giveaways in a long
I'm sorry,
time.
a 16 pick parlay plus 94,842. $1 to win $949.42. Let's
Wow.
go. Lock it in. Lock it in. This week's the week, boys. This week is the week.
I played cards today and I actually won.
What kind of
What'd you
cards
win?
did you play?
Texas Hold'em. I won $5
Nice. What'd you play?
in my house with my friend. James. Pat knows that James is very adamant about playing cards.
James loves playing cards, and I love
I
that
beat him.
James loves playing cards. I want to play cards with James more.
We should all play cards together.
Yeah, let's set it up.
Card stream.
Are you down? Because I'm down. I'll
I'm
beat
down.
you all.
Oh, you're very intense with this now.
He
Maybe
wears.
I
he wears
made
like,
myself hype.
He wears Oakley sunglasses while he plays, so you can't see his eyes.
You have like a Jeff
Sport.
Gordon hat, a Jeff Gordon dad hat that you squeeze the brim really tight. Really low.
I just wear this hat.
I can't wait to play.
All right.
You gotta
Well,
set it
thanks
up,
for
man. Let us know.
watching once again. Tomorrow night, tune in on Twitch 8 to 10 for the Toxic Tweet Along, and then afterwards, you guys won't be watching, but me, myself, Brian, and Sean, and Larry Legend are all going to be recording an awesome Teddy Hart documentary analysis video.
I'm probably gonna go watch it right now.
You know what? I might watch it too. Tweet me if you watch it. Just episode 1. Don't go binging on us.
Do you know if it's bingeable?
I don't know. Just do some
gonna-
research.
is
Let
it-
me know.
We'll
And
find out.
it's Vice or is it? Oh, it's Peacock. It's on
the
Peacock,
it's on
yeah.
the Peacock.
It's on the big old cock.
No.
Hmm.
So that's
Go
it.
Check out the cock.
YouTube at checkout for free shipping on all merch through November. Sean, live from Boston tomorrow. If you're there, say hi. Tomorrow,
No.
next week,
No,
whatever,
no,
Saturday.
Friday.
When's the pay-per-view? Sunday? Saturday?
Saturday.
Whatever.
Saturday.
All right, I'm done. How much do I have to donate for a guy to get on the Outlaw show? Well, send us a message. We'll talk. Oh, John Smith is here. Well, John Smith, thanks for joining us. Please subscribe.
Hey,
We're
John
fucking
Smith,
done.
I loved you in Pocahontas.
There you go, yo.
Loved you in Pocahontas.
See if I can figure this out here.
Mel Gibson.
All right. That does it for us. It's been a good show.
Oh, so Christ, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Thanks so much, everybody. Please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. Paul Ginsberg, shout out. You know how it goes. I forgot to say. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit subscribe, thumbs up. Bye-bye.